Alrighty. Welcome back. Can you hear me?
Yes. We are
Okay.
live.
Wonderful. Welcome back to the second episode of my campaign. We are pretty much doing the second one, which is going to be based around the Lost Flower, which was obviously the kind of overview of the campaign. Last we left off, our party pretty much came to Hogwarts and got sorted into their houses. We got to know them a little bit as people. And what we're going to do is start off with everyone kind of in the evening time after everyone's gotten situated after the sorting ceremony. And we are going to go kind of down the list, and I'm going to have everyone just kind of roll for me like a luck roll, which is a d4 for me. And we're just going to see who goes first. Yeah, I'll set the scene once I know the order of people I'm doing it. Let's see, number 4. Number 3.
It's exclamation point R 1d4.
Yeah,
you got it.
On that. My bad.
Hey, look at that.
This worked out very well for me.
Damn.
Right.
Each one of us got one. Yeah.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go up the order. So, Augie, you are going to be going first.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
With luck rolls, it just depends on which number I decided to roll beforehand. And whoever gets the closest, and Augie got a 1 and I got a 1, so then goes up.
Heck yeah.
Amber and Carter. I'm just making the list so I know who's in order. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna set the scene. You all are situated in your dormitories. You have gotten your room along with the people that you are bunking with. As you know, September 1st is when Hogwarts starts up. It starts up its classes and whatnot. And you all are rearing to go, as they say. This is your first night sleeping alone in Hogwarts. I'm sure it's a little, scary, but it seems everyone is kind of getting to know everyone in the kind of common area of the dormitory area. It is around 8 p.m. at night. It's about 60 degrees out, Fahrenheit. And it is raining a bit. And Augie, you are hearing the rambunctious Gryffindors, very rowdy in the common room and excited and partying as they would about for a good while now. I assume you wanted to go head out in there and interact with some of your peers. Yeah, bless you.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you. Oh, man, I think I have a cold coming out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Augie out here sick.
Yep. First
he got
day.
Caught in the cold and from the stress and everything. Augie's a little under the weather right now. Making it canon. He's dealing with allergies.
It's canon now. It's canon now. So I will take hold of Mrs. Wolf. And she will be my shield. She will be my squeeze toy, my stress ball.
Stress ball.
For while going out and trying to meet the new people, or my
your peers.
My cohorts, my peers, yeah. The next few years. So
Next
I'm gonna
year's.
go. I'm gonna look for. I believe it was. Doesn't Amber have like a brother that was in Gryffindor?
I believe so. Yes, isn't that correct, Amber?
Yes.
Yeah, because I saw him in the train. I remember.
Yes, yes, you
So
do.
uh, I'm gonna go try and find him, or I'm gonna try and find that one girl that was kind of snooty. Said
Oh
she's like the
God.
same year as me,
Yep,
and
she is.
she's the only person I've interacted with in Gryffindor other than Amber's brother. So
Oh, his brother. Yep, Ursa. All right. You start heading down through the Gryffindor common rooms, kind of corridor, and you're gonna kind of shift the wind. And if you've never seen Gryffindor's common room, you know what it looks like. Um, very, very pretty. One, two, shift it around. Don't get mad, don't get mad.
yeah, no, I'm angry. He's angry.
There we go. And shift it around. Yeah, you are heading through and walking along the kind of walkways of the Gryffindor common room. You do hear kind of very excited people downstairs, kind of chattering. As you get through the kind of hallways going into the common room, you find a decent amount of Gryffindors, all kind of piled in to this common room. Uh, what would you like to do? You see a few students just kind of gathered around what seems to be someone's cat, question mark. You see a few students standing by a window and they have it open as the rain is kind of getting in, and you're kind of watching one of them kind of pushing another one to try and go out the window for some reason. And you also see as you remember her from the kind of Great Hall sorting ceremony, you see Ursa, who is kind of leaned against a fireplace and reading a book.
Okay. Choices.
You do. You
Hell
do
yeah.
actually see you do see kind of like a taller boy that is sort of a sporty build, blonde, and he's one of the few that are kind of gesturing for this this first year, it seems, to kind of go out the window. As you recognize him, it is Amber's brother. It is his older brother.
Okay.
And he is kind of surrounded by a gaggle of older boys like him, kind of urging to these first years to try and go out this window. It's up to you who you'd like to go to.
I am gonna go over to Amber's older brother and over to the windowsill, and I'm gonna kind of clear my throat. What's up, guys?
You see him turn to you and look down at you, and he kind of laughs and he says, "Oh, aren't you the one who's with my sister on the train?"
Yeah, that was me. I'll place my giant cat on the ground, and I will offer a hand to him.
He smiles big at you, and he kind of like reaches out and like very heartily kind of grabs your hand in a handshake. And then he does kind of shake you around a bit as he does that, and then he turns. He laughs at that, and he kind of chuckles and looks back to the two first years, who are very much not wanting to go out this window, as he kind of gestures and he says, "No, I promise you won't fall. Just poke your head out, and I promise everything will be fine." And he's like gesturing for them to do that, and it's storming really bad out right now. They're just not wanting to do that. As you see kind of some of his buddies start to try and like push at this kid to poke his head out.
Okay. I will say
You don't know what's happening. It's
I have
pretty
no
much.
idea. I think it's like my guy's like, is that a little dangerous? Oh wait, yes. I'm Augustus, Augie. You can call me Augie. Your name's Ursa, right?
What did you say? Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I said, my name's Augie, or Augustus. You can call me Augie. Your name is Ursa, right?
You're talking to the brother. Ursa's the girl.
Oh, yeah, no, that's my bad. What's the brother's name?
I don't think you were introduced to him.
Oh,
Probably.
well then I will just say my name is Augustus Grimm, or you can call me Augie if you'd like. What's your name? I don't think I ever caught it.
James Applebee's. Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure. What? So why are we putting our heads out the window?
You see. Go on, just get his head out the window already. And he's like gesturing to this like black-haired kid with like these almost very similar glasses to yours, who kind of sighs and just kind of grabs this kid and starts pushing him towards the window more.
Oh my god. Isn't that a little dangerous?
It's fine, you'll see. And you watch as this black-haired kid pretty much holds this kid out the window who's tweaking out in his arms. And just as he does, almost like instantly, there's a flash of lightning and like a bird screech that you hear from outside.
Oh my gosh.
It is insane sounding. And then you watch as this kid. Let me do a roll for him. Yep.
Oh no. Oh no.
He proceeds to just smack the shit out of the black kid and just deck it from the window, screaming.
What was that?
You hear James just cackling.
What did I just witness?
You see James look to you and say, "You want to go at it? Come on,
pick up my cat.
He grabs the back of your.
No! I dig in my heels and I pick up my cat. I'm like, I'm good.
All right, how do you want to get out of this situation? He is wanting to offer you a chance at hearing that same thing, but at a closer range, it seems.
You know, I think I'm perfectly fine over here. You know, my cat, he really doesn't like getting wet, and I'm currently holding her. It would be, you know, I think I'm good.
I think you should really go ahead and try. You know, it is such an experience. That's why we give it to the first years. Come on, let's go. and he starts like kind of pushing you towards it a little bit more, to try and get you to go ahead with it. Really try and convince him that you don't think this is a good idea. Go ahead and roll a charisma roll for me.
Okay, I'm starting to know why Amber doesn't like her brother.
I wouldn't say she doesn't like him, but he's definitely not a hyper motherfucker.
Oh no. Okay, what do I have to roll?
It's a D20 and it's gonna be a -1 modifier to it.
Yeah, I know. No,
Or if you want to go for it, you can do a courage roll instead. But that means you would have to commit to it and actually go through with it.
Oh no. No.
You said no, I don't wanna.
No.
What is this roll?
No. It was a
Oh,
9.
it's a really bad roll.
It was a
actually.
9, guys. It was a 9. Oh
Good Lord.
no.
Well, he kind of chuckles at you and he says, "No, I think your cat will be just fine. Here, Henry, grab his cat. I'm sure." What was the cat's name? He kind of gestures for you to tell him. Mrs. Wolf will do just fine in Henry's arm. And you see Henry just easily pick up Mrs. Wolf, who very, very happily just purrs. She is such a content cat.
You frame me like this, Mrs. Wolf?
You feel him kind of gesture and push you towards the open window, which is raining.
Oh
And
no, I'm gonna be like that one kid at like the first day of school. He like his hands are gonna be on the side of the window. He's like trying to like push himself back, just grabbing on for dear life. He's like, no.
James is the one that is taking your head and now forcing it out of the window. If you really want to kind of resist this and fight back, you can either roll, I believe, an agility, if you'd like.
No.
No, you want this is happening.
What year is he in?
Pretty sure we made him a 3rd year, if I'm correct.
Yeah, right? Nah, there's no chance. There's no chance. There's no chance in hell.
Yeah, a 3rd year against the fucking first
year. Yeah, a scrawny little first year. Yeah.
He's not even scrawny, but yeah.
I mean, he's a little chubby kid, but yeah.
Yeah, he's a chubby kid, and this is a pretty nicely built lad. He seems to probably be on his Quidditch team. You see him grab the back of your head, or you feel him at least, and you just get shoved kind of out the window. I will need a courage roll though as you're doing this.
Okay.
Go for it.
Give me a second here. My courage is a +2. Let's go.
It is a +2.
Oh. Oh God, son of a! Don't. That was bad.
That was bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
What did you do? Hold on.
Nothing. I did nothing.
It's a 4, so you got a 4.
No.
I don't know how
you got it. It was an equal. I accidentally did =2 instead of a +2.
I didn't actually. Well, either way, you failed. So, but
No.
I fear I needed a 12.
No.
As you are hanging out the window, your head is completely soaked. You are in a situation where you are kind of terrified. You are seeing below you, and it is a pretty far drop. And also, it is almost entirely pitch black, aside for a crack of lightning that resounds across the sky, and then a very loud screech of a bird that sounds similar to thunder. And as you kind of are almost panicking a little bit, you kind of glance up and you see almost a lightning-esque bird kind of shoot across the sky And that is when James lets go of your head and kind of lets you fall back into the common room.
What was that thing?
A Thunderbird. Cool, right?
I mean, yeah, but I didn't have to get my head soaked because I'll sneeze. It's canon. It's canon now.
It's canon. He's sick, and it's all James' fault.
Sniffle. Do a little sniffle. And I'll be like,
That's
you
fucking
didn't
bad.
mean you had to put my head out there. That was crazy.
You hear him chuckle, and he kind of shrugs, and he says, well, it's just how we do things here. And he just kind of brushes his hand off and lets you go, kind of do your thing. You see Miss Wolf very content in Henry's arms as he looks up and kind of passes her to you.
And I will indignantly just take her from his arms, and I'll say, "Good day." Good day. I'll turn around, and I'll use her to like
wipe your face
to dry
off.
my hair. Wipe my hair.
Miss Wolf is not proud of this. She does not like this and kind of makes a protesting little, but doesn't do much else.
I am gonna go see what's wrong with one of the cat, with that one cat, I guess.
With that one cat. You walk over and you notice, as you kind of walked over, it's kind of just a group of what seems to be first and second years who are kind of just looking down at this cat, who is in fact barking. Cat's barking.
What?
The cat is barking like a dog. And you hear one of them go, "What's wrong with it?" And you hear another one say, "I have no clue." And then
What's wrong with it? And it got no gas in it.
It got no gas in it. You watch it kind of bark a few more times before decking it away. And a few of the students kind of tumble back out of the way just as you kind of came over.
You
didn't get
strange cat dog you have there.
We don't know whose it is. Pipes up kind of almost like a very kind of like short, stout girl with very, very kind of long, like brown hair, who looks up at you and kind of tilts her head to the side at your own cat that you are holding.
Yes. I'm cradling him like he's a big old baby now, because he was whining a little bit.
I'm Jesslyn. She kind of puts her hand out to you.
Augie. And I'll shake it. Yeah.
She shakes it very kind of firmly, and she nods and she says, "Well, it's nice to meet you. If you figure out whose cat that is, let me know. I'm quite curious of what it is." And she kind of hurries off to go do something else. She seems more interested in trying to find that cat.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. What's her name?
Oh God, I cannot. I think it was. God, I'm brain farting. I think it was like Jesslyn is what it was. Sorry, I have to look at my notes again. I'm looking at a few things right now, so
I'm making notes too, so that's why I'm asking. So, Jesslyn?
Jesslyn, yes.
How do you spell that?
JESLYNN.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And the other kids kind of seem to move off from the area and not seeming to wanting to continue interactions. What do you want to do now?
I will go over and talk to Ursa, I guess.
You turn to kind of look for her, and you do not see her anymore.
Rats!
You lost your chance.
Foiled again! Does it seem like there's anything else to do, or no?
Seems like the party's still going in the sense of people are still kind of chatting, but it seems like a lot of the first and second years are kind of going about their business to go back upstairs to go to bed.
Yeah, of course. Then I guess I'll sniffle again, and rub my nose, and I guess I'll go off to bed.
You head off to bed.
Yeah.
As you head up and into your room, you notice that about 2 or 3 of the your other Lynn just came back. About 2 of your roommates are already in bed and just kind of relaxing and kind of going to sleep. They're already asleep is what I'm saying. So you may as well go back to sleep.
Great.
Small. Would you get me? That's fine. I'm stressed. I fear. Silence came in and gave me things. But yes, it is time for you to go to bed, Augie.
Okay.
All right.
I will immediately. I'll immediately go to bed as soon as my head hits the. As soon as my head hits the bed.
Fucking conk the fuck out.
Conk the fuck out. A strange day indeed.
Put it in the fridge for now. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the All right. Where is Ryla? Or Ryla?
Yeah, it's Ryla.
Ryla.
I'm right here.
There she is. Let's get you all set up. I'm gonna kill it. All these ads. Just trying to
murder the ads.
Ambiance. Seriously, just trying to get the ambiance. All right. You are relaxing in the Slytherin common rooms, as it seems like a few of them have established that they want to do a kind of like a meet and greet for all of the students. It's a little bit more relaxed than you anticipated. Everyone's kind of just, it's almost very similar to one of your dad's kind of dinner parties that he has. So a lot of them are kind of just very relaxed and chatting with other students. A few of them are kind of by the piano that is located in the common room while someone is playing it and kind of discussing things by it. There is a student who is sat by one of the large windows, sort of just looking over his wand, who you recognize as the Malfoy that went up and got Slytherin. And you also see a kind of a group of kids playing a game of, I believe it's called wizard chess.
Okay. I think I will go and check out the people playing the wizard chess.
Heck yeah. You walk up and you notice that 2 of them are playing, but they have like a bit of a crowd around them. You hear someone in the crowd kind of go, Jeremy, you got this. It's a first year. He's not going to get you. You are doing so much better. You don't have to worry about it. And then you see as the first year absolutely just decimates to one of his kind of higher, his knights, very quickly, very expertisely. And you see the first year kind of smile up at the what seems to be a fourth year,
Damn.
who seems to be sweating at this point, as he doesn't want to be embarrassed by what seems to be his girlfriend next to him.
Oh.
And you see this first year very triumphantly kind of wait for him to make his next move. And this fourth year is contemplating this next move very slowly.
What do I know about wizard chess?
Go ahead and roll me a knowledge.
Oh, and that is in the wrong side of my docs. R is it R space D20, right? And then
Exclamation point R space D20.
D20,
yes.
and then my modifier, right?
So
Yeah.
-1.
It'd be that.
What'd you get?
I don't know if I did it right.
Let me look. I don't think you did. I don't know what you did. I don't know why.
I did a R D20 and I did a 9 minus 1. Or I tried to put in -1.
Here. This is what you're gonna want to do.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Wow.
Either I messed up again or
No, that's your roll. Oh my god, I can't believe you rolled that genuinely bad. For all who are curious, I'm surprised you even know what wizard chess, the name of which wizard chess is
The
with that
name.
roll.
I
I
know nothing.
I know nothing.
I know nothing.
You are staring at this. You are looking at this. You have no fucking clue. They are playing a kid's game, and that's all you know.
Okay. I'm gonna look over at one of the people in the crowd. I'm like, what is this? What are they doing?
Someone next to you, you're just kind of asking someone next to you, I assume.
Yeah.
They kind of look to you and they kind of raise an eyebrow and say, "It's wizard chess. It's chess, and it's a whole strategy game, and it's a lot of smart people play it."
Yeah, that's probably why I don't know anything about it.
You hear like two of the kind of third years kind of laugh behind you. But you're not getting a lot of information from these people who are kind of very focused on this game. And this first year does, at the very least, look to you like they're beating him by the reactions, at the very least.
Well, at least I know that someone's winning.
Yeah, someone is probably winning.
Probably, but I know nothing about the game.
You got nothing. You don't know what the fuck this is.
Anything. You know what? I'm just gonna give up on that. And I'm gonna go over and try to make a conversation with Malfoy.
You're curious. Malfoy.
Mm-hmm.
A little guy. Serpents. You walk up to him. He is just kind of hanging out by one of the large windows that's kind of overlooking, as you know, the lake kind of surrounding Hogwarts. He kind of is just kind of watching out of it, and looking at seemingly nothing to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk up to him. He
like,
does not look to you as he's kind of watching outside.
So wait, okay, do I know his name?
You know his name is Malfoy. You do not know his first name. You likely recognize the last name Malfoy as it is a Malfoy.
Yeah,
it is
okay.
Kind of prestige.
It's higher up there with me.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to him and be like, Hi, I'm Ryla. I'm gonna try and talk. Hopefully he talks to me. I'm trying to get attention.
He glances over to you and he gives you kind of like a very like small smile and he says, "Hi, nice to meet you."
What is your name?
Serpents Malfoy.
Serpent Malfoy. Okay. What are you looking at over there?
Yeah, well, he kind of looks over again at the lake, and he says, "You say you can see mermaids."
Mermaids.
Mhm.
Where'd you get that from?
Few of the fourth years, but I think they just say it to mess with everyone.
Possibly. I mean, have you seen any yet?
Not yet, no.
No. How long have you been looking out this window for?
Since we got back.
Oh,
Kind of
so
laughs to himself.
quite a bit then.
I don't think there is any. There could
Yeah,
be. Look, I don't see them.
I mean, hey, who knows? It might show up eventually.
Maybe. I think I'm heading to bed though. It's getting late.
Alright. Yeah. What are the other
You
options I
kind
have?
of. You have the last option, which seems to be the people playing piano and kind of
Yeah.
chatting with each other.
Mhm.
You watch Serpents get up and kind of walk off towards kind of the boys' area of the dormitory.
Mhm. Yes, I'm going to see what the people playing piano are up to.
Hell yeah. You walk over and you notice kind of like an older student who seems to be about in his 6th year is playing piano. He's very quiet while he's doing that. He's not really talking to anyone.
Mhm.
But you do see a few students kind of chattering around each other. They seem to be talking kind of about some sort of dare that they have going,
Hmm.
or almost like a bet.
Mhm.
Would you like to listen in a bit?
Yes, I would.
All right. Go ahead and I guess just listen in. You are hearing a few of them kind of discuss about almost like a rumor going around about who seems to be the defense against the dark arts teacher. Um, he seems to not be there, and usually is the head of Slytherin House. But he seems to not be here right now, so it goes to show that people are kind of a little bit confused on that. And so you're hearing a few of them kind of mumble to each other and say, one of them is suspecting that he has like a kid that he has to take care of. And so he's off doing that. And you hear another one kind of just discussing that, oh no, he's doing an errand for the headmaster, or no, he's just out because of the ministry had called him. And a bunch of just kind of random things. Just by this group, little gaggle of like fourth years, who are about like 3 or 4 of them.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to them and be like, hey, I couldn't help but listen in, but like, I hear you talking about the defending of the dark arts teacher?
They nod. They say, yeah, he usually would be here by now, but he obviously must have had something to do. He's one of our favorite teachers, actually.
Really?
And you see another student nod, and she says, yes, actually, he's quite good, and we're just a little shocked he's not here this year. And you hear another one go, well, he is here this year. It's just he's not here right now. Apparently he's coming back. We just don't know when.
I mean, has he always gone off like this before?
You hear the fourth one. Well, no, but I think the ministry. I really do think the ministry called upon him because that would make the most sense. They are auditing right now.
I mean, what would they need him for, though? He's just a
They
teacher.
always. Well, yes, but they question a lot of the teachers at Hogwarts. Goes by years. Sometimes they question them for longer. Sometimes they question them for shorter. And it's just about sort of performance as well as some other things about the grounds itself. He could also just be doing other things.
Yeah, I mean, it could be other things too. I mean, like, why wouldn't they call up on the Defense Against Dark Arts teacher for the groundskeeping in the school.
But that's not what I mean. I mean more like looking amongst how the school runs, you know? They talk with them, don't they? Ryla, would you like to know if they talk to the teachers of Hogwarts? You might have a little bit of knowledge there.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll that knowledge roll.
Oh god, please don't give me that same roll, please.
Imagine you get another 0.
I will actually start crying. Okay.
No. All right. So you do know that the reason this girl seems to be thinking that this has to be sort of like an audit or like almost like a just sort of a call-in from one of the teachers is because, yes, you do know that your father has mentioned that sometimes they get teachers from Hogwarts because it's almost like a way to keep track and make sure that Hogwarts being the only school kind of around London and this kind of area, that it is keeping up to par with the wizarding world and all of its knowledge as well as just the academia side of it. It's pretty common for them to be, go out and be audited like that. And it is kind of random on who gets pulled out of the school.
Yeah. Okay.
So it does make sense.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense, yeah. Well, I mean, he could be gone for a little bit of time. What are you guys gonna do while he's gone?
You hear kind of the second student go, well, I was thinking we sneak into his room.
Oh, I mean, that could be a little dangerous. I mean, aren't you scared you're gonna come back anytime? He can come back at any time.
Yes, but you hear the fourth student go, yes, but they take a while, don't they? The audits and stuff. So we could, in theory, sneak in. And you hear kind of the first student go, well, I think it's more or less good or bad idea. There's no reason to sneak into his room, but I'm curious what he has.
Yeah, the curiosity does just, enter and will your brain. Just, do you know how long he's been gone for? Just so we can, estimate?
You hear kind of the second student go, only about a day. It had to have been. He hasn't been here at the beginning, so I assume at the start of the year. So he's been gone for about a day.
I mean, we could sneak in. I mean, surely if he's been gone for a day, he won't be back for, another half a day, possibly? Give or take?
You would know that sometimes it takes a half a day after, but sometimes it can take a week.
Okay.
So there's no genuine time frame, and it's
there's no time frame. Yeah.
Yeah. It genuinely, he could be back tonight, but there's also a chance that he could be gone for longer.
Yeah. I mean, hey, sometimes the rest is a little fun.
Are you trying to go along with these 4 fears and go to sneak around?
Yeah.
You actually want it? All right.
Yeah, I find it fun.
All right. Are you trying to encourage them to go tonight then?
I was tonight give more so because, I mean, we could wait out another day and then he could be back the next night. I mean, if they don't take their chance now, he could be back literally tomorrow night, and then their chance of going is gone.
All right. So what I'm going to do is they kind of look between each other and they seem to be mumbling to each other and debating it. What I'm going to have you do is roll a courage roll. And this is to kind of persuade them, or you can use charisma if you'd like, into going
I'll use the
out of their
charisma
way.
instead.
No worries.
Why'd I get 2?
What do you... Oh, you did get... What? What do you mean?
Should I just roll it again? Cause I got a
Okay.
+4 and then a -1. I don't know what happened.
Well, no, don't worry. That one above is from earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The one... You got a 13. And the DC was a 12, so you're good. You do end up convincing them, and they kind of look to you. What are you going to say to convincing them? Verizon,
Tell
you
him.
need to kill yourself.
I tell him like, hey, he could be. If we don't take a chance now, hey, think of it as he could be back tomorrow night, and the chance of going is gone. I think tonight would be like the best option. You wait any other day, if the sooner he's gonna come back.
They look between each other, and then they look at you, and then they nod, and they say, yeah, you're right. I think we should. I agree. I think we should. And they kind of go back and forth for a moment, and they kind of look to you and say, all right, come along then. And they kind of usher you to follow them. Kind of within that moment, you notice the 6-year kind of glance from his piano to you as you head off. But other than that, you are heading towards kind of the door exiting the Slivering Commons room. But we are going to move on to another person for now, and we'll go back to that another time.
Okay.
All right. What we will do is, where's my order? Who's next? I'm pretty sure it's Amber.
It's Amber.
It is Amber Applebee's.
Ah.
Where's my Applebee?
I'm here. I said bah. I don't know if my mic picked it up though.
It did not.
Darn! Darn!
It's okay.
It didn't pick up my bah.
You're bah. Bah.
Ah.
So silly. You are kind of in the sleeping quarters of the dormitory of Ravenclaw, and you're kind of just hanging out as it's kind of been a long night for you, just in the sense of everything that's been going on. Very exciting is what I mean to imply with that. And as you kind of are sitting there and kind of thought, you do hear kind of I keep saying kinda, apologies. You hear a knock on the door, and it's just kind of a small little knock, and then you hear footsteps kind of walk away. But yeah.
I go to the door. I book it.
You book it?
I book
You
it.
fucking deck it to the door?
I deck it to the door because I hear them walking away, and I'm like, oh, person.
A person. You get to the door. I assume you fling it open.
Yes, absolutely.
You fling it open. You don't see anyone,
Oh.
which I will say doesn't make a lot of sense, as you did fucking deck it to the door, but you don't see anyone there, and you do see a little note on your door as you kind of look at it.
Okay, I look at the note. I investigate.
You investigate. You look at the note and you see, just in very neat handwriting, you see it just kind of says, "Come explore." And
Okay.
it just as that, with a period at the end.
Okay. So... And I have no idea who gave this to me. I don't know where it came from. Okay.
Just have a little parchment paper with extremely neat handwriting left on the door that says "Come explore,"
Okay.
with a period at the end.
I'm gonna get my bird and my wand and
And one.
my little satchel that I'm just gonna put like a little notebook in and go explore, I guess. I'm leaving the sleeping area.
Perfect. You head down, and I will say this.
Oh, I do bring the note with me. Yeah.
Note? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I put that in my little satchel.
Yeah, you head down, you walk kind of into the common room. You notice that for some reason, Ravenclaw seems to have had pretense, almost like a kind of interaction with each other a little bit ago, but it seems to have died down a lot. You don't see a lot of chatter. You just see a lot of like almost like kind of friend groups, kind of niches, kind of just talking to each other. I want you to roll just either a knowledge or an agility, because I'm gonna use that for perception.
Okay.
Whatever you feel like would be the most
Got
sense.
a 19. I did knowledge.
Okay. That's fine. You kind of notice off to the side, just you hear like almost like a door open and shut, and it the timing of everything, it kind of feels like whoever that was could be the person that left the note.
Okay.
The only reason I say that is because everyone else in the room seems to have been in that room this entire time, and no one kind of knew is here.
I would know if that room is to the boys' area, right? Because I don't want to go in there if it is.
Yes, you would know, and it is not. It is actually leading outside of the common room.
Okay. I'll leave. I'll follow.
The follow. I will also say, it is about 9 o'clock at night, and you are not allowed to be outside of your common room at night.
I'm sneaking out. I see the door closed, and I look around the common room, make sure no one's looking, and then I'm like, okay, you got it, Amber, you got it, and I'm going. I'm going. Not booking it. I'm just committing.
You're committing to it.
Yeah.
You hurry to the door, and you kind of walk out of the door, and you head down these steps that lead into the more just Hogwarts area of the hallways and stuff. And you look around, and I'm gonna say make another knowledge roll to kind of keep track of this person, whoever this person is.
Okay.
Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a few checks because you're kind of trying to keep track of them, correct?
Yeah. Oh, 10.
A 10. All right. You watch and you look around and you notice just a bit that there is the sound of footsteps in a direction kind of down the hall in a different corridor.
Okay. Can I tell if it seems like those are still the same, like, heft?
Not with that knowledge checked, but you can tell it's heading away from you.
Okay. I'll follow. Follow and hope. I will say I am trying to keep myself kind of small and unnoticed as I follow.
Yes. Once in a while I will be having you roll something. No, I'll give you a bit. You are heading kind of through these halls. You're trying to keep track of these footsteps, and it seems to be going lower and lower into the castle. After a moment, you do see almost like someone with a lantern up ahead. Not like a person right off the bat, but like you see a lantern kind of glow from another corridor. I'm gonna give you, I guess, 2 or 3 options, and you can also change the option if you'd like, as in like if you figure out something better, you can. You have the opportunity to deck it after the footsteps that are still kind of in earshot, which had gone down another corridor. You can hide, or you can try and go back the way you came. or if you have another option, you can absolutely use that, but we're gonna have to do a courage roll.
So they're still going away from me?
Yes, they are going in a different, think like a pathway that has, like, so there's a T at the top of the hallway, and then along the T is another, like, hallway that is an offshoot. You are along the straight end of the like middle part of the T. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So almost like it's like a fancy F. If that makes sense.
It does. Okay.
Okay.
I do want to keep following them. I don't want to like book it because I don't want to be like sprinting after them, but
yeah.
I mean, if there's a way I can follow them and still somewhat keep my distance a little bit, that's what I would do.
Okay, so that is a plan. Awesome. We're going to have you roll a courage, and we're also going to have you roll an agility.
Oh.
So 2 rolls. 2 rolls in one, and 2 not so great ones in your little book.
Yeah. Okay, this is the courage, which is 7. And that's my agility, which is a 15.
Oh, your agility definitely saved you there.
Yay.
So what proceeds to happen is you kind of hold yourself steady. You look down to where that hallway is that you need to get to. You know that this other hallway is what's gonna likely get you caught if you don't hurry. And so with all your effort, you start kind of running, but like as quietly as you can. As you're running past that kind of end, that offshoot where that light is coming from, you feel that anxiety and you feel that fear, and you're like, shit, I am gonna get caught. I'm gonna be caught doing this. I'm gonna get in so much trouble. And so as you kind of run past, you do end up past it. You knock something over off of some one of the kind of statues that comes tumbling down, and you hear 2 things. You hear the footsteps seem to stop, and then you hear the person in the other hallway seem to almost stop as well, and then make almost like a hello, and you hear the footsteps hurry to get out of there, and then you hurry around the corner to follow those footsteps. So you made it out of that situation, but you also seem to have made the person that you are following notice that you are following.
Okay.
You gonna continue following?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing this. All right, we're gonna have another knowledge roll to keep up with them, because they seem to be at a little bit of a faster pace now.
22.
Oh my god, you know where the fuck they're going. You're following them to a T. You know exactly where they're going at this point. You've studied the hallways of Hogwarts because you're worried that you're going to miss one of your classes at some point. And so you found a map a while back and studied up on it, and you know exactly where you're going right now, at least. And it seems that they're heading to the grounds of Hogwarts, meaning outside of the main area.
Okay.
You hear the doors kind of off to the side of one of kind of the exterior doors kind of open and then close, and you hear those footsteps kind of start to leave in a direction. Okay. This is outside. It is entirely up to you if you want to follow them outside, but it is outside of Hogwarts' build as a whole.
I've come this far. You know what? We're gonna commit. I follow outside. I go outside.
All right. So this is where this is interesting. You head out to the grounds, following them almost instantly, and you kind of look around, and I'm just gonna give it to you because at this point I feel like you've kind of risked it for the biscuits, and you got the biscuits.
My biscuits, yay!
You see in the distance, at a pretty, like, surprisingly far off direction, you see almost kind of tall figure, entirely black cloak, just head into the Forbidden Forest.
Okay.
And that is where you lose them.
Okay.
You are now alone. Outside, it is storming out. You hear lightning. Oh, well, you see lightning, you hear thunder.
Oh, the lightning's really loud today, guys!
Lightning's really loud today. It is storming pretty bad right now, and it is cold rain, and it feels awful as it kind of hits you a little bit. It's kind of a nasty night. And it's entirely up to you how you want to proceed in this situation.
Okay. So I saw a tall cloaked figure enter the Forbidden Forest.
Yep.
And that's presumption who I was following the entire time.
Yes, presumption.
I mean, going to the edge of the forest isn't that dangerous, right? It's just going in that is. So I'm gonna go and try to look into the forest from the edge of it.
Alright. I'm gonna have you roll courage at this point because I feel like
very fair.
this is entirely a courage roll because you are going into a nasty cold storm.
Oh, I got a 17.
You are brave.
I'm so curious. That's the only
You're
thing
so
saving
curious.
me. I'm so curious. I'm like, what's going on there?
You follow in the direction that you believe that they went into, and you kind of stop right at kind of an entrance to the Forbidden Forest. Again, I'm gonna have you roll knowledge to see if you can see anything in this, and just how dark the Forbidden Forest is. You can barely see like ahead of you. I'm just gonna have you roll.
Got a 10.
10. You don't see shit.
Oh.
You are looking into the forest, and you are unable to see kind of anything. You are hearing rain. You are hearing kind of rather scary noises from the depths of inside of the forest. Just very off-putting. And then kind of in that moment, you feel a hand be placed directly on your shoulder.
Oh, from behind or in front?
Behind.
Wait, okay. I scream. No, she would be so panicked at that point. She would like, everything isn't building up. The hand, she would scream and then try to, like, honestly, probably take a couple steps into the forest to try to get away from the hand, but not wanting to go into the forest, so in and then trying to, like, jag around a tree to go back out.
So the hand kind of grips you as you kind of move to try and like run. It very easily holds you, so you can assume this is probably an adult.
Okay. If she can't go anywhere, she's crouching and covering her head.
Oh,
like protective position. Like, no.
You hear a very concerned woman say, "Oh dear, are you alright? You shouldn't be out here, you know." And you hear her kind of move to kind of crouch with you and kind of gesture for you to try and get up. You notice it is the herbology teacher.
Oh, okay. That's less scary.
It's less scary. And if you look in NPCs, you will see her. She has almost like a kind of dark green cloak on that is kind of over her head so she doesn't get too wet. And she kind of looks down at you, very concerned, as she kind of helps you up, and she says, "Dear, you shouldn't be out here this late. How about we get you back to your dormitory? Come on, come along now." And she kind of gestures for you to follow her.
I mean, I do follow. But as as we're starting to walk back inside, Ember's yeah, I'm sorry, I got lost going to the bathroom and didn't really know where to go. What'd you say?
She chuckles at you.
The most obvious lie ever. Just
He really is
going to the
bathrooms
bathroom.
Inside.
I know.
Go ahead and just roll charisma. I'm gonna see if she kind of believes you.
Oh, charisma's awful.
I know.
-3, let's go!
Let's go.
A 16, surprisingly.
Not that bad. She kind of just gives you a sympathetic kind of look and kind of just puts her hand on your, like, just the top of your, like, back and kind of leads you inside. She's like, "How about we get you some hot cocoa before you go to bed? Might warm you up. I don't want you getting sick."
I think that sounds nice, yeah.
And she kind of leads you kind of through the hallways, and she stops by almost like the like kitchen area, and she asks one of the house elves to kind of whip up one of the hot cocos. She waits with you, and she looks down at you and says, "And you really got lost trying to find the restroom? No other reason?"
No.
Alright, dear, I believe you. Try not to get it again. You do have restrooms in your dormitory.
Yeah, maybe it was like a prank or something, but one of them said that there were ones that were outside that should be the ones I go to, so guess I shouldn't have believed them.
She kind of watches you for a moment and kind of smiles and says, "It's alright, dear. Let's get you back then." And she kind of takes the hot cocoa from the house elf and hands it off to you, and she leads you back up to the Ravenclaw common room.
Okay.
Alright, you are back inside, safe and sound. You have no clue why you got that letter, and you have no clue who that was, but you were caught.
Makes sense.
Yep.
I fear.
You're caught. You head in. You head past what seems to be about like 3 Ravenclaws who are very tiredly still sitting up for some reason. One of them is studying aggressively. And you head into your dormitory with your hot cocoa. Your roommates are all fast asleep, and your bird is happily kind of moving from your shoulder back to her little perch.
Okay.
Kind of fluffing herself out so that way she's not, entirely wet like you made her.
Oh, my bad. Okay, well, I guess I get changed into dry clothes and just try to kind of warm up a bit.
You sit there in your thoughts, and you do still have that letter that was left on your
Yes.
door.
I'm like, I get my little like notebook out and I start like sketching the cloaked figure I saw and like making little notes. And I take the letter I got, or not the letter, the little note I got, and I'm just kind of like observing it and trying to figure out if I can recognize any bits of the writing, if there's anything I can like figure out who it was, what they were doing, whatever at all.
I'll leave you to that, and I'll let you do a knowledge check. But to be fair, I don't know how much you would really actually realize. All right. And we're going to go... Well, go ahead and do a knowledge check, and I'll just give you an answer.
11.
Yeah. All you know is that this is calligraphy, and it is extremely well handwritten. It is... The only kind of noteworthy thing is that it is fine black ink. So it is like really good black ink. Like expensive kind.
Okay.
But that's all you would get from that. And you also draw a pretty decent photo of what you saw.
Very artsy, very demure.
Very artsy, very demure. And then Carter, we're moving to you.
Hey.
Woo, Carter. All right, buddy. All right, bucko.
Okay.
Sadly. Not
Sorry,
really
I just got
sadly.
distracted. It's snowing outside.
Oh. Crazy.
Huh. Anyway, go ahead.
Pretty good. What I will do, because I feel like I'm just gonna give stuff to you.
Okay.
Carter, it is pretty late out at this point. You're kind of up, past when the others have been awake. I like to think you're sitting by one of the windows and kind of just looking out at the rain.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just want you to roll either an agility or a knowledge for kind of a perception almost roll.
Which one is my higher one?
You're the exact same.
Agility and knowledge?
You're
No, I have
exactly
a
the same.
+2. No, I don't. Knowledge is -2. Agility is +2.
Are you looking? No, I'm looking at Carter's. What?
I have a +2 for agility and a -2 for knowledge.
I fear you wrote it wrong on your character sheet, and I'm staring at it, and I'm really confused.
Are you looking on my Oh.
They're both +2 on the character sheet.
Well, I'm just gonna give it a +2. And we'll figure that out later. +2. I got a 14.
Alright. You are kind of watching outside. The rain is hitting the window. It is kind of an up high window. You found your way up there. You obviously
I'm perched.
You are perched. But it's due to the Hufflepuff kind of common space, as well as their dormitory being kind of underground, but not fully. You were kind of watching out the window, and as you are, you notice just almost in the distance a little bit, you see just sort of a figure kind of hurry across the Hogwarts lawn.
Oh.
You have no kind of preemptive knowledge of what that means or what that is, but you see kind of just some feet and kind of a cloak hurry across the lawn. Could be a teacher, could be a student, you have no clue.
I think I would like lean a little closer to see if I can't see where it's going. Like to the window to see if I can see a better angle.
All right. Roll me another one. Another one.
20 plus 2. I got 7.
got
I
no
did not
clue.
see anything.
Yeah, you don't know where they're heading. You just kind of see them go around a corner and head away. And then you do see kind of, after a little bit, you see just a smaller figure hurry after this figure.
Oh. I understand now.
Yeah. And after a little bit, you see this smaller figure be led in back to wherever they came from by another bigger figure in a cloak. No.
Yeah, I think I would just
However-
like. Ooh.
After a little bit longer, kind of just sitting there and probably just kind of watching out there, you notice almost like in the distance, wherever that figure went, originally, kind of in the woods line, you see almost a very faint blue glow. Before it slowly kind of dies out. And then it's gone.
My brain is sorry. My brain is telling me I should go and investigate, but then I'm like, I don't think I should.
Hardy said, I don't know about that.
No, I think Carter wouldn't leave his dorm. I think he's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And so he's like, I probably shouldn't get in trouble.
I probably shouldn't get in trouble, guys.
And
Alright.
and I think he would know, like, don't leave the dorm.
Yeah. Not supposed to. Alright. You probably kind of finish up what you're doing. Get situated in bed. And that's where we leave off on that.
Honk shoe.
Alright. Alright, everyone. Ready for this? We're gonna kind of move into kind of almost not really a time skip, but we're gonna kind of move through a few days. Kind of if that's okay with y'all. I don't really want to do each day at Hogwarts. I fear that would be too much. Too much, in my opinion.
But I wanted to meet more people.
You thought it'd be what?
I wanted to meet more people.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
You're one of the few that got to actually interact with more people. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have everyone roll a general knowledge roll for about 6 days. So do just
A knowledge
Okay.
roll.
a knowledge roll.
Oh yeah. Also, about
Gosh, my
that,
knowledge is so bad.
Are we rolling one roll for all
16.
6 days or 6 different knowledge rolls?
So for my charisma, I have a -1, even though I have
We'll just
an
do
11.
one for your guys' sake. I feel
But
like
I'm rolling a knowledge, right?
you're rolling a knowledge plus your fin. Sorry.
Only a
Yeah.
10. Ugh.
You gotta give me a second. I am in fact explaining things.
Let him cook.
Oh.
God, let's see. Oh God, Amber.
I know.
I mean, to be fair, it makes sense. You've been distracted probably with what
Yeah.
you experienced.
I've
Hey,
been
if it makes
so
you feel better,
distracted
Amber.
trying to figure this out the entire time I've been neglecting my schoolwork.
At least you didn't roll a 0.
That is true. And you rolled a fucking nat 20, Ryla.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You've been doing great at school.
All
All right, so Ryla, the reason we didn't go into what happened during your little excavar is because I'm just gonna kind of do a one-on-one with you really quickly.
Okay.
And no one gets to know, not even stream. So we're gonna go really quickly,
Oh.
Okay.
and I will be right back. Okay.
Bro, Raggy.
Raggy.
Whee. Come here, you. I'll be back,
Okay,
y'all.
bye.
There they go.
Ain't no holler back,
Well,
y'all.
hi,
Ain't
stream.
no holler back.
Hey, stream, how's it going?
Hello.
Hey guys.
How's it going?
You know, I realize I'm like I don't have something that like I don't really have a goal point for Carter, like where I want to go, but I think that's like good, right?
I think you can develop one as time goes on, for sure.
I think I should because he's so young.
Yeah. I think Ember is at the point where she's just so curious about everything that if you dangle some keys in front of her, she'll follow. Like, she'll want to figure out what's going on.
Dude, what was I gonna say? I think I want a journal. I think I want to get a journal.
Yeah, no, Amber, like...
My boy is fucking terrified.
Terrified Gryffindor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's like, I'm gonna be Slytherin. I'm gonna be Slytherin.
Yeah.
Nope. Denied. So it's like,
afraid.
I'm just freeballing it. He's just like throwing shit at the side of a wall and hoping it sticks, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I got this. I definitely don't got this, but I got this.
Yeah. I will say, I'm just waiting for the point that the four of us can meet up again and Amber can... Because Amber, I feel like she's going to share what happened with friends, not with the teachers, because she doesn't want to get in trouble.
Well, I feel like we'd probably see each other again. At least one or two of us would have like studies together, since it's like it's all like a mixed bag, you know, each class. So I feel like...
I agree. I think we're gonna all meet up again at some point, and I think at that...
I'm sure we're all about to meet up.
Yeah, I'm sure too. I think we're either gonna have a class together or something like that, or like we can also meet up in the library as like a group, because you don't need to be house specific for that.
Yeah, now I'm like really wondering like what was the fucking figure.
No, I know. I'm writing like a bunch of notes, and I have like I have like a post session mysteries / like prospects little section in my notes.
Oh, we're gonna go off.
And in it I have like who's the cloaked figure? Why'd they put the note on the door? Like,
what the fuck, man?
what the
and then I'm gonna be like, I saw a weird cat that barked, bro.
I saw.
And your brother's an asshole.
I saw a barking cat, and your brother bullied me.
Yeah, literally. I was like...
I like how it took me like 5 seconds. Hymus was like, all right, this happens, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you were just like, done. Also, I fear that Hymus messaged me and was like, what's the name of your brother and what does he look like? And I was like, God, I don't fucking know. I haven't gone that far yet. So I was just like sitting there at the very beginning of session being like, oh, I have to put family together. No.
My family's already together, I fear.
I just haven't... I need to sit down with Hymus and just, like, go through all that at one point. We just haven't yet. I fear.
Little womp womp.
And it's okay, because I have, like, ideas and stuff like that. Just I don't have it officially set up. God, stop dying. Jeez.
I'm sorry. I'm sick.
I'm kidding. Well, I didn't want you to stop dying, but I'm not going to yell at you for coughing. I fear I was coughing for like 3 weeks.
I feel like I'm an old man. Hello.
By the way,
I feel like I've been drinking like hard liquor and smoking Marlboros for like 40 years.
Oh.
That's
By the way, for chat, in case you're wondering, I do have a Minecraft build of Hogwarts just open, and I've just been like exploring this entire time.
I love that.
Do you want to build a ship? I don't know why that came to mind.
This is Hogwarts, not Frozen. Come on, wrong franchise.
Yeah, but they're both magic, though. They're both magic.
There's a roll.
And you know, it's snowing
and Ryla
outside.
got 20. Goddamn. Go.
30, 20.
Go.
It's snowing outside your guys' houses. Go build a snowman.
Oh, I don't think it's snowing. I really don't know what's going on with the weather.
It was hailing.
I just like looked in. It could have been hail.
Yeah.
What did
probably.
Ryla just roll? Charisma. It was charisma.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm needy, and I'm getting to the point with this campaign where I'm starting to, like... Last time I was sick during the first session, so I wasn't able to pick up on the clues and stuff because I was sick and I was tired, and I didn't really want to have to put in that extra energy, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, no, I want to. Oh, welcome back.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Yes. We did it pretty quickly. We kind of just skimmed over some things.
I see the charisma roll.
Yes. Yes, it was. Had to make sure of some things.
Hamoose?
Yes.
Can I use a skill point and make that 12 or 13?
Skill point?
Or one of my skills? Like my
magic
theory. A magic theory.
You want to use magic theory? Absolutely, go ahead.
But can I only use like certain skills like a certain amount of times or no?
No, you can use them as many times as you want. If you feel like it can be applied to the circumstance, you can, yeah.
Also, my charisma is an 11, and I have a -1. Would that just like, shouldn't that just like balance out and just be like a 0?
We are not going over this at this time.
Okay.
I'm positive it is not. I'm pretty sure I got exactly the correct thing on that, but we are not going to go over that right now. So.
All right.
It's okay. I have a -3 in charisma. I think you're looking pretty good in comparison.
Yeah, I think you're fine, buddy. And also, you got a negative because you're a Gryffindor.
I have a +2.
Good for you.
Yeah. Pretty sure this one has a +4. Fucking Ryla.
I have nothing over a +2, which kind of makes me sad.
I have a +6.
That's how it is.
It's okay.
Okay. It's alright. Alright. So, I'm going to kind of go down the list of who rolled first. Carter, you had a pretty good week at Hogwarts. So far, it's been pretty easy. It's been pretty fun. You've learned a few spells, just the average ones that you know. Kind of now that kind of Wingardium Leviosa kind of things and shit.
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Leviosa. You know that one. You know the unlocking charm, I believe, is one of the other ones that are quite simple. You learned kind of more about magical creatures, just kind of the bare minimum of things. However, I will notice that everyone as well will notice this. The Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher has not been back for the entire week. And so the person replacing that teacher was actually Miss Weasley, who just kind of gave you guys study material to kind of go over to prepare for the Dark Arts teacher to come back. Any questions that she got from any of you regarding where he was met with, he is on an audit.
Well, I thought we weren't able to be in that class because we were first years.
No, it is a mandatory class.
Which class are we supposed to?
There's a few classes you're not supposed to, but you don't know curses and hexes is what it is.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you're supposed to learn Defense Against the Dark Arts.
My bad.
It's a mandatory class. Mandatory.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it. You're pretty much learning how to treat werewolf bites, know about imps, ghosts, hags, all that fun stuff.
Hell yeah.
Chomp chomp.
Yep. Chomp chomp.
I didn't know Fifi had a class.
Which one? Fairy?
No, hags.
Rude.
Yeah.
You all kind of just had a pretty good week. Carter, you had a pretty good week. Amber, I'm gonna do you last, actually. Augusta, you.
Augusta?
Yeah.
That's
Augusta.
your name now. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Augusta.
I got a
To be
13.
fair, I know. You had a decent week. You've been kind of stressing about your little white lie that you gave your parents.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You kind of worried about that. You've been having a
What could
decent
possibly
week,
go wrong?
but you have been pretty distracted. And Ryla, you've been doing fucking amazing. You've gotten 4 new friends. You, yeah, she got new friends from you guys.
Okay,
They're
fuck
4
you, I
peers
guess.
in Slytherin.
Guys are being left behind.
Bad influences. Bad influence is what it is. But
Raggy.
Raggy, you have been doing good in your classes all around. You've been having a great week. Not a lot can change that. You even got a letter from your parents saying, you know, that they're proud you got into Slytherin.
At least I can make my parents proud.
Parents are proud. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And Amber. Poor Amber.
Is there, I did want to ask, is there any possible way because I want to have been trying to investigate what happened this entire week as well. I wanted to know if there was a way I could roll a second knowledge for that specifically.
Absolutely. That could be the reason you haven't been focused on your studies.
That was exactly why I'm so focused. I want to know.
If she can do that, can I roll to see if I found
that's horrible.
You found nothing.
An 8?
Oh, that's rough.
I
buddy.
rolled a 3.
That's rough.
Oh.
Knowledge is supposed to be your major thing.
No, it really is. It's supposed to be the one thing I'm good at. Maybe just everyone was too secretive. No one liked me. They were like, God, you're so fucking weird, and just left. And just shoved me. I was all alone.
Oh my god.
So what proceeded
that's
to
what I think
happen?
normally, so.
God damn. So mean.
Shut up and let Hymus talk.
God
I'm
damn.
sorry.
Amber, you tried to investigate what's been on your mind about that note and what was left behind and what you kind of investigated. You found really nothing. The most that you found was that they went into the Forbidden Forest. You know that they were about as tall as a teacher or a higher year than you. You got no clue. You're kind of thinking about it. You can't even actually recognize if it was really if that person really was the person that left the real note, or if that was just someone you kind of stumbled across being stealthy and then they fucking panicked and ran into the woods. You got no clue. And that's what's getting you. That's what's eating at you, is that you want to know. And there's not a lot else you can do about it.
Okay.
Sucks.
Womp womp to me, I guess.
Yep. Augie, what was the question that you wanted answered?
I was gonna say, can I roll to see if I can try and find the person who owns the barking dog thing?
You want to be investigative?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll a knowledge. That's what you're rolling, is a knowledge, because it's investigation.
Oh yeah, that's a -2, isn't it?
Good luck. Watch him roll higher than you.
No,
Amber.
he probably will. Honestly.
Yes, definitely a -2. It's 14.
He did.
Let's go.
You do end up finding the person that owns the barking cat. But you find that they are extremely hard to interact with. You have not been able to actually talk with the person, but you've discovered that at least 2 people think that this is the person that owns the cat. And her name is Evangeline.
Oh, okay.
But you do not know
Is it a
how to
first
get a hold
year?
of her.
Is it a...
I'm
Or do I
gonna
not
fuck
know?
with you. I'm gonna fuck with you. One of them thinks it's a first year, and another one thinks it's a fourth year. You got no clue.
No. All I've got to go on is Evangeline.
Evangeline, and there's about like 4 or 5 of them.
Hi, Miss. I have a question too.
What's up?
Can I have a notebook?
Yeah. Yippee! I feel like that's just very common to have at school.
Or like a journal.
Yeah,
type,
absolutely.
like,
You can have a journal.
He wants to copy me.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. So this has been a week at Hogwarts. This is the morning. Kind of like a colder, kind of autumn day. You guys, I'm gonna assume you guys actually hang out. Is that wrong to assume? Do
we have any classes together?
You do. You have almost entirely every single class together, by the way.
Hell yeah.
What a cool meeting. You have almost every single class together.
To be fair, you all are first years.
Yeah.
It's not it's not very too odd, to be fair.
But isn't there like a lot of kids?
There's a decent amount of kids,
Yeah.
but it's not like, there's like about like 3 sets of first years, like classes. If that makes sense. So like 3 groups of them.
That's a shitload of kids.
That is a shitload of kids. It's about like let's say like 25 in each class of first years.
And there's 3 sets, so there's like 60 of them?
75.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, quick math over there.
Yeah, seriously. Terrible at it.
Free.
Yeah, man.
But I like to think you guys still hang out, right?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely,
Amber
110%.
would definitely try to.
Do I have
I
an
think
Immediately, I'm telling Amber, like, your brother's kind of a dish.
Amber's just like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry.
I definitely think Carter and Amber definitely.
Do I have an
I have a cold
option?
because of that asshole.
I think I kind of have to.
What? Hang out with them?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're stuck with us. You're
Okay,
stuck with
buddies.
us now.
I can't really hang out
Your
with my
fourth
fourth-year
year.
friends.
Yeah, your 4th year friends are off doing something right now. Probably fucking with some first year that got on their nerves because they're kind of assholes. You found. But that's okay. They kind of were fucking around with someone, but you wanted to eat breakfast as it is breakfast time. Breakfast.
That's right.
What I will say, what seems to be kind of noticeable, as kind of owls deliver mail, and I'm gonna actually have you roll luck roll, Mr. Augie.
Oh no.
Augustus. You're gonna get a howler.
Yep.
No,
You might.
no.
Howler for parents.
Oh god. Okay. What
Good
am I
luck,
supposed
man.
to roll?
Just roll d4.
Oh no.
I'm
Oh
gonna roll
no.
d4 and depending.
I got a 2.
Not bad.
Well, it's
Really?
luck.
Not
The
bad,
luck
not
isn't
great.
necessarily 1 to 4. Remember, we each have a number for luck.
Yeah, not bad, not great. I mean, I don't know. It's right
No,
there.
so what it is each of you have a number that you start off with each session for your luck rolls. So if you get your luck roll, then you're safe. And
safe.
but the further away that your your roll is from your number is the harsher the outcome.
So like if you
Okay.
rolled a 4 for me, if I rolled like a 3, I'd be like kind of unlucky. But like
You'd be
for the
fine.
most part fine. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you rolled a 1, you'd be also be
1.
fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I understand.
So it's the furthest number.
So 2 would be unlucky.
Yes, a bad number for you.
Gotcha.
But lucky for Augie, that is his number this session.
Yay!
So right on the mark.
No, you see me. You see me wincing as I like I'm closing my eyes, looking away, I'm
just
opening
slowly
up.
peeling
Like,
it open.
yeah, it's like please no. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, all the owls go by you. There's no letter for you.
Oh. Thank the gods.
No holler yet.
No holler yet.
No holler yet.
What I will say though is it's been a week. Amber, do you want to tell them about your encounter or no?
Yes.
You do? Okay, wonderful. Go ahead.
Okay, so, like, a week ago, the night that we first got here, right?
Yeah.
The
night that the night your brother stuffed me out a window. Yeah, I remember it very vividly. Yes.
Again, I'm so sorry about him.
It's alright.
I don't claim him.
You hear a loud bang from across the room where the Gryffindor table is, and you see one of your brother's friends sliding across the table at Gryffindor very rowdily.
What?
And you hear your brother James just excitedly hooting him on, yeah!
Yeah, he's a rowdy guy. Anyways, so she pulls out her little notebook, because she carries it everywhere. It stays on her at all times. The notebook, she still has the note on her as well.
Wonderful.
And she just carries them with her. She pulls out her notebook, not the note yet. So I was hanging out in my, dorm, where the, sleeping quarters. And I heard a knock on my door, and they walked away really quick. And I rushed to the door and opened it, and I didn't see anyone, but I did see this, a note on the door that said, "Come explore." And I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. So I was also really curious about who left the note. So I left the sleeping area and went in the common room and followed the door to the common room shut. As I went in, I followed out, and I followed them, nearly getting caught along the way, but I didn't, so it's okay.
Oh,
I followed them
that.
all the way to outside of the building, so onto the grounds. And I'm not entirely sure, mind you, if this is the same person who left the note. I think it is, but I'm not sure. But I followed them all the way out into the grounds, and they were really tall and they were wearing a really dark cloak, and they went into the Forbidden Forest. And I went kind of towards the edge of the Forbidden Forest because I was trying to figure out if I could see who it was or where they went. And sadly, I could not. I didn't see them. But Professor Wheeler saw me out there and scared the absolute heck out of me. And I thought I was going...
Was she in?
Huh?
Was she in the forest?
No, I don't think she was in the forest, because she came up from behind me and I was facing the forest. So I think she came maybe from Hogwarts or something. But it's still kind of weird that she came from outside. So I was trying to figure out...
Why did she go there?
That's kind of what I was figuring out, but I'm more curious about the figure because they went into the forest. And they were really, mind you, they were really tall. And so I've been trying to figure out within this past week who this is, and I've got no leads. I've tried so hard to figure this out, and I have no more information other than it's a really tall person who I assume has access to the Ravenclaw dormitories, who went into the Forbidden Forest, which means they have to be at least proficient with magic because it's the Forbidden Forest. It's really dangerous.
Hi, Miss. Should I roll something to see if I can connect the dots?
Hi, Miss, can I see if I can see if this is the professor that's been missing from my dormitory?
I don't know how you would connect that dot.
I'm just
to be so real.
Yeah,
You as a
okay,
person,
it was
like,
it's far off, but try.
I mean, you can definitely suggest it. Like, you can say maybe it's that person. Like, that's entirely up to you, but I don't think there's any, like...
Just keep quiet about it then, I just want to say anything.
No worries.
Should I roll something for... to see if I connect the dots between those?
Ryla, go ahead. You have enough knowledge about that professor to kind of maybe get some sort of inkling if he may have some sort of connection there, but that's entirely up to you if you want to do that. And then Carter, yeah, absolutely. Roll that knowledge.
D20
both of you.
plus my knowledge, right?
Yep, both of you.
Okay, well.
Gimme. So I'm gonna just let you do your thing.
Okay.
Ryla, not at all.
Well,
Not at all.
No connections were made.
No connections were made. None at all.
I've been having some bad rolls this session.
That's okay. Carter, connections were made. That story sounds very familiar to the one that you looked out the window and saw. Including the little added bonus of what else you saw during that night.
Yeah. So I think I saw you. I think I watched you walk by my window that night. And,
really?
yeah. And I also think there was this blue kind of glowing light that came from the forest, and then it kind of faded away at that time.
Okay.
What, like Lumos or something?
It was like blue. I'm
Lumos is white.
How far in the forest was it? Do you know?
I missed. How far in the forest was it?
It was pretty far in, but it was noticeable, so it was pretty bright.
It was noticeable enough, but I'd say deep-ish.
So
What?
it must have been really, really bright for you to be able to see it all the way from your dormitory.
It was either really bright or it was close enough
Really
to the edge.
But
I'm more curious about why Mrs. Willow went down to the Forbidden Forest, even though it's,
Well, she
forbidden.
wasn't. She didn't go in though. She just saw that I was out there.
Well, you said someone was following you, right, in the corridors, or someone like heard something in the corridors.
Well,
maybe she just heard you and then saw you walking out there.
That could be. She could have been the one, because I may or may not have knocked over something in the hallway as I was trying to follow the cloaked person, and someone did hear, because they stopped walking and they were walking away, and they did hear me. So it could be that she just heard me bump into stuff and then followed, but she didn't see the cloaked figure, and I didn't tell her about it because I for one, I don't want to get in trouble, and for two, I don't really think this is something that I want to just spread around,
Yeah.
because I don't really know what's going on there exactly. So I didn't want to freak people out unless they needed to be freaked out, but I wanted to tell you guys because I thought maybe we could try to figure it out a little bit together. Maybe you guys could try to see if you hear anything about seeing something like that, or if you see anything else in the Forbidden Forest one night or something, you could let us know, Carter. But
well, maybe we should try and figure out what kind of spell they used, right? Because if it wasn't a spell that gave off that light, something else must have.
I can try and see what my fourth year friends, if they know anything.
As you all are kind of whispering, I assume, about this, you hear kind of, I think you would notice this as kind of you were whispering, but the hall kind of has gotten a lot quieter. Like, oddly enough, which is weird for mornings. I mean, yeah, people are kind of quiet and eating, but it's like almost like people are kind of whispering and talking about something.
I think it would be one of those things where we notice
people are talking about.
Huh?
I think it would be one of those things where like it suddenly gets quiet and then like we just get quiet and we're like,
oh no,
it got oddly quiet in here.
Yeah, I got oddly
Everyone's
quiet.
listening up.
But it seems like people are almost kind of like whispering to each other, like they're talking about something.
Can one of us like listen to see what people are talking about and see if it's like
absolutely.
The same thing?
All
Can
of you
all of us
want
do
to? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Okay.
roll knowledge. We're doing knowledge.
Knowledge.
Please give me a good knowledge, and of course it is not spaced out.
I got a 16.
Motherfucker, man.
People do this again to me.
Alright, let's see what
Oh.
I get.
First a
my
0, now
lord.
a 1.
you're stupid.
No.
How much am I gonna give
bad.
that? I need a nat d20. Okay. And I was bad.
Good lord.
Okay.
So I
Oh wait,
did,
no,
like,
that's the
mid-
knowledge. That's supposed to be a -2, so that's a -1.
-1.
Even worse than a 0. God damn.
Augustus,
You
you
ju- you
sneeze
see-
really loud.
we see Augustus's eyes start to drift the opposite directions.
Yes, they're all like, he's like spacing out and he sneezes a little bit and he's just kind of staring off into nothing.
No,
He's
I
thinking
do,
about it.
I do like that like the man sneeze where it's just like an explosion goes off and everybody just like jumps out of their seat or something.
One of the ones where it's like,
I realized
Yeah.
mine went through twice.
Oh, I do see that. It's okay though.
Can I go with the 15th instead?
Yeah, I don't
It
know
was-
why you rolled again.
Because it wasn't spaced out and it wasn't going through. I'm like, huh? And then it
yeah,
finally went through. I'm like, oh.
it did take a
It's
second
fine.
to go through. I
Yeah.
fear. I
Yeah.
did see that.
That's okay. I fully accept the 15. I'm not gonna just force you to
Yes.
take the 1 because you rolled it. But
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna do that to you.
Not
Can
yet.
I
Carter-
have an inspiration have 0? I'm sorry.
What?
Nothing.
You're a goofball. Carter, the only word you pick up is professor, and that's it. But Amber and Ryla, you kind of pick up
Yes.
the chatter. You hear one of the students go, "She looked absolutely shaken, like pale as a ghost."
Mm.
You hear another one kind of go, "I heard she was up all night pacing. I don't know why, but I'm worried." You hear another kind of mumble something about, "It's just a flower, isn't it?"
Uh-oh.
And you kind of you hear them kind of mumbling about someone, and then you hear, kind of just, "Professor Willow really seemed to be worried about something." And then, do you want to ask one of these students who are gossiping?
Yeah, I want to see what's like up. Like,
I'm assuming
Yeah.
both Amber and Ryla just kind of lean like on the table to try and like talk to these two at the exact same time. What would you like to say? There's 2 girl students from the Hufflepuff table kind of discussing things.
I would tell Amber. I think you should tell him about Miss Willow following you to the Forbidden Forest to see if they know anything about that.
I think that might be pushing it a bit, but I think we can kind of dance around it a little.
Yeah.
So, Amber, for especially awkward Amber, you're getting my
Well,
-3 in charisma showing. Let's go, guys. Whew.
hell yeah.
Amber is gonna try to like tap one of them on the shoulder.
They look over.
Hey, so I'm sorry to interrupt, but I heard you talking about Professor Willow. What happened to her?
They kind of look to each other and then look to you. Go ahead and make a charisma roll.
Oh, good God.
I should
No.
ask the question instead.
Yeah, maybe, but now we're here. Now we're here.
Now we're in this situation. I had a bit of charisma then.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
10.
Wait.
Well,
Can I inspire? Can I inspire?
I don't even think you know what the fuck's happening right now, buddy.
I don't think he does.
With your fucking -1, I don't think you even realized that there was any sort of discussion about talking to these people.
Yeah.
Hey man. I tried. I tried my best.
You did try, but I will say, they were already gossiping. They look to you, Amber, and they say, "Oh, yeah, come here," and they kind of like gesture for you to kind of get closer.
Amber does.
Yep. And they kind of lean in and start whispering and say, "She has been looking off lately, and well, she keeps sort of like nervously looking at the door, and she's going on about some flower, and she's just look at her," and she kind of gestures to the teacher, who is at the kind of teacher kind of seating area. And do you look, Amber?
Yeah.
You look, and you kind of notice. I'm gonna just say it because I feel like you probably would notice, just due to what the student kind of told you. Teacher looks exhausted. She, compared to when you saw her that night and kind of the past few days, she has big ass bags under her eyes. She is shakily sipping a cup of tea. And she is just kind of staring at the door.
Okay.
And you see the two students kind of glance to each other and then look to you and says, "We heard one of the plants or something has her in a fit. We don't know." And you kind of watch as they seem startled as the potions teacher kind of walked past and kind of smacked at them to with his wand to kind of get them to stop leaning over kind of the walkway where you guys were kind of leaning across to kind of whisper this, and he gives the three of you almost kind of like a warning glance and then kind of continues walking. You see the two students glance to each other and then glance to you and then go back to eating.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I heard maybe half of what you said that entire time when you were doing the whispering because it was really quiet.
I caught it.
So it was, you said, what was the last bit you said about the plant?
She seems to be amiss about a plant.
Okay. And they said specifically a flower. Yeah. Ember joins back with our little group.
We just turn away from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what happened was I was also trying to listen, but then Augie sneezed in my ear.
Made me go half deaf.
It's one of those things where you're trying to listen to what they're saying and you're like really focusing, but you're like too far away from the other people, and so you're like, yeah.
So.
Good Lord.
You're like on the side of my table.
Yeah.
And then
Ryla and Amber are across from you guys.
Which is funny because they hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I don't get along with the Applebees.
Amber doesn't hate Ryla.
Mm-hmm.
Their dads just hate each other.
Dads just hate each
true.
other. I just know that the reputation of an Applebee is not the from what I've known, not the best for my father. From what my father told me.
My father will hear of this.
Anyways, Amber turns back with you guys, taps on the table in front of Augie to try to get him present again.
I'm so sorry. Oh man. Oh, that sneeze just took the life out of me.
It's okay. So it kind of seems like there's something wrong with Professor Willow. Specifically something to do with like a flower or a plant. And I mean, if you look at her, she looks really, really stressed and tired.
I want to see... I want to do two things. I want to, one, roll my wandcraft to see if I know of any spells that have bright blue glowing. And I want to roll to my knowledge to see if I can think of any really important plants that are in relation to the Forbidden Forest, specifically, if I could.
Can I give her an advantage with my magical theory?
Explain to me how you would do that.
I would like kind of like spitball, you know, like oh hey, it could be this, or it could be this, you know, like I don't know. I don't know. If she's talking out loud, I can be like, well, you know, I know about this spell, you know, and or can I roll for myself?
Like, to think about, yeah, roll for yourself, and then I'll let you assist her in some way.
Okay.
Depending on the roll.
In its knowledge.
I'm doing. So I'm doing.
Wandcraft.
I personally am gonna do wandcraft for the spell. See if I can think of any spell that has a bright blue, and then I'm gonna do my own like knowledge for if I know a plant.
21.
Holy shit!
Oh, good lord, yeah. Go ahead and roll with advantage, Amber, in regards to wandcraft. And Augie, I'll advantage. Be for real.
I fear I didn't really need advantage because I got a 22 at first. And let me quickly roll the knowledge real quick as well.
Hey man, it's the thought that
so
counts.
I got a 24. So
let's fucking go.
Okay, I got you. So two things. Right off the bat, Augie, you start to kind of go through the list of spells that you think it could be, especially blue glowing ones. In theory, it could have been Lumos, because some pretty knowledgeable wizards are able to change the color of Lumos at more advanced levels. However, we don't know the level of the wizard, so it's not a good assumption. There is also the chance, due to it being in the Forbidden Forest, and Amber, you also are kind of realizing this as well in regards to it, because Augie is brainstorming with you. It could very well be a Patronus that was seen. Patronuses are not solely used against, what are they fucking called? Spooky guys.
Dementors?
They're used,
Dementors.
yeah. They're also used against, certain types of just aggressive beings that do kind of fuck with you, you know what I mean? So they are used against some other creatures, such as like the boggart and stuff like that. What it could be is those. However, what was the knowledge roll for? It was to see if there's any plants of what?
I wanted to try to see if there was any plants specifically related to the Forbidden Forest that were important, or that seemed to stand out of what might be making Professor Willow so stressed. Like if it could be something to do with the Forbidden Forest. And if not, just generally possibly what the plant could be. But for the most part, the forest. The forest!
The forest. You know that there's a solid bit of, plants that live there that are pretty notorious for being either, kind of dangerous. There's a lot of, plants that, have been known to, very dangerous plants in the Forbidden Forest. It's forbidden for a reason, but there's also just a few that can cause different ailments, different sort of events to happen. There's some tales, and there's also a few kind of noteworthy ones, especially as you're thinking about it. I'm sorry, with that roll, I am gonna have to just give you kind of almost something. You have heard a story about something that kind of clicks with you is a flower that is in kind of commonly known in kind of the field of herbology due to its glowing nature in complete darkness. It is rumored to sort of have pretty insane healing properties, but it is extremely rare, and it is not, I wouldn't say it's very knowledgeable in most people's kind of curricular. However, with that 24, I'm sorry, you are looking directly into that in the sense of what you were trying to remember. I'm going to give it to you. It is called a Lumos lilac. It is, by the way, it is entirely custom made by me. You're not going to find shit about it, so don't even try researching.
You call it, babe.
Write that down. Write that down.
I'm making
I
it.
did.
I have notes, don't worry.
Homebrew that shit. That's what I did.
Hell yeah.
And it's pretty much one of those things that is almost a legend, that it could exist in the Forbidden Forest.
Ooh.
Okay.
But there's that kind of knowledge.
Do I know more about the Lumos lilac other than generally? Do I know if the legend says it glows?
Yes, you can infer that it glows.
It's Lumos.
Yeah, it's a lumos, so it means it glows. Lumos means light.
Okay.
And so it glows. It glows very brightly, actually, and it glows directly under moonlight. So if it's nighttime, it's gonna glow.
Whoa.
Okay.
You're totally listening.
Yeah, Ember kind of sits there for a second after, discussing back and forth with Augie about spells and stuff. And her face kind of, she looks very, she's really thinking. You can tell things are going in her head.
The cogs are spinning.
Yes, they are. They definitely are. And then her forehead kind of scrunches. And then she slams a hand down on the table. And just goes, I think I got it.
Whoa, got what?
Okay, so it could be, like we were discussing, be a spell or something, but, and here's my current hypothesis. So, based on the fact that Professor Willow is now super worried about, a flower and stuff like that, it could be a Lumos lilac, which is a flower that's honestly more like legend than anything else, that is said to have really crazy healing properties, but it glows under moonlight, super bright glows. And so
I'm almost wondering if instead of being like a spell, like we were initially thinking, it could be that flower, and now Professor Willow is super worried about the flower. But that also brings up more questions of why does she know where the flower is in there, and that's why she's worried? Did someone take the flower? If they did,
Or
why did
maybe
they...
she had one.
Maybe.
And someone's...
Well, but
maybe
then
because you said...
it was in the Forbidden Forest, though. So if she did have the flower, why did she specifically keep it in the Forbidden Forest? And then who would have known about it? Because none of us... no one's supposed to go in there.
Maybe she was trying to follow the same person you were following. Maybe they stole the flower and they just ran into the forest, and then she saw you but no flower, and she was just kind of like,
I mean, maybe.
Weird.
I don't really... Based on what I could tell that night, though, she didn't really seem that concerned outside of just me, because she saw me and I wasn't supposed to be there.
Maybe she didn't even know the flower was stolen by then.
That's kind of what my presumption more so is. And I don't even know how she would have known about the flower too, because again, it's in the Forbidden Forest. No one is supposed to go in there, not even the professors, because it's really dangerous.
What if she had one? What if she had one on the grounds? Because I mean, like, the professors, that they come in early or something, right? And then, oh my gosh, what if the defense against the Dark Arts guy went into the forest, and then he's gone, and then he's just pulling at strings. He's just pulling at strings. He's like, oh.
Hold on, calm down. I think we need to take this one step at a time. There's still a lot of questions. Honestly, I would love. Do we take herbology our first year?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's actually your first class today.
Lovely.
Hell yeah.
I would actually love to be able to talk to her after class about this, but like really vaguely, so she doesn't know that I'm talking specifically about this.
Yeah. I don't know how you're gonna do that, but yeah, definitely do that.
Don't worry, I got it.
You don't have it. You're
no,
terrible.
I'm so awkward, so terribly awkward.
Maybe the four of us should just come together and be like,
Amber,
hey, we're super worried about you.
I try to talk to her instead.
How about both of you guys?
I mean, I guess you could.
Or all of us. We could all go.
I mean, I'm pretty good at talking to people.
Yeah.
I'm good at
Slay.
I am not. I struggle with that a little bit.
A little bit, same
that's
here.
where I can help you in, is the talking department.
Yeah. That works.
You guys excited?
Yeah.
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 Ramping up a bit.
Yeah, where's Carter been in all this?
Yeah, how's Carter
I think he's
doing?
just been listening. I think... Sorry, total side note, but I got distracted with my Patronus, and now I'm retaking the Hogwarts quizzes as myself.
Oh, no.
But no, I
in
think
a campaign.
No, I'm listening. I think he's just... I think he's sitting there, and I think he's started to write down everything in his journal.
Amber's
Amber's
doing this. Amber's doing the same
Let's
thing
go.
and sketching what she thinks the flower looks like, or what she knows it looks like from a book. Who knows?
It looks like a normal lilac. If you know what lilacs look like.
Oh, beautiful. I do.
Hold on, let me search up what a lilac looks like real quick.
I know what a lilac looks like.
I don't know flowers. Oh, that's pretty.
Ooh.
She draws a little sketch of it and she writes a bunch of notes of like just like general points of what happened and what she knows and questions she has.
Beautiful.
On top of it. Lilacs are one of my favorites, genuinely. IRL.
They're one of
I
my
love
favorites
how
as
the
well.
person playing Amber is smart, and then Amber herself is not that smart. I find that kind of funny.
What?
And Amber's whole thing is being smart.
Are you saying I'm not
But
smart?
you're-
Like Fifi's smart.
But no, I'm saying Fifi is smart. I'm saying that your role says otherwise about it.
No,
Hmm.
I got a
I feel like-
24 with knowledge.
Yeah.
There's another role that.
There's
the
some roles
8
that are
the 8 I
dinky.
got.
Yeah.
No, Amber's smart.
Should've thought about it.
She's really
been
smart,
distracted.
but she lacks in the common sense department.
You know. Okay,
She's
that's
been
fair. You know what?
distracted.
Fair. Fair play.
She does have some crazy siblings.
He bullies
She's
people.
silly. James is the bully.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you get the common sense from, like, your siblings. Like, you hang out with your siblings the most, and it doesn't seem like any of you... It doesn't seem like any of your siblings have a lick of common sense. No offense.
I mean, that's
That's
fair, I fear.
That is fair. All right, ready, Freddies?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Ready.
All right. It's gonna be the last scene, so take it all in, okay?
Oh, got it.
We're absorbing it.
Absorbing it.
Holding
You
space.
all, sort of head to herbology since it's the first class of the day. It does shift up most of the time, so sometimes it's herbology, sometimes it's a different class at the start. You guys head to herbology, where you notice, as you kind of walk in, that there are plants. Almost instantly, you kind of notice that plants are kind of a little bit more wilted. They seem a little bit more, more or less not healthy compared to the past day or two that they were. You notice that she herself is kind of a little flustered. She already dropped a pot as you guys walked in, and is kind of hurriedly cleaning it up with her wand.
Okay.
She seems very thrown off right now.
Okay.
And it's
Is
kinda-
Professor Willow a new professor? Is this like her first year, or has she been here for a little while?
roll knowledge for me. 'Cause I don't think you would know that right off the bat, but I'm gonna have you roll knowledge because maybe you do.
Professor Willow.
And if anyone's curious, it is an NPC, so you can see her.
7.
No clue. You don't know. You're thinking about it. You're like, I feel like she might be new with how clumsy she seems right now.
Damn.
You got no
Okay.
clue. If anyone else would like to know how new she is, you certainly can roll the knowledge.
I want to know how new
Knowledge.
she is.
All right.
Are-
there it
I will, why not?
is.
Knowledge.
Whoa.
Amber, Ryla. Yeah, she's pretty new. She came midway through the year last year, and recently. So my cat's being dumb. What the fuck was that, Alex? She like got mad at her feet and rolled around. Stop it! Get out of there! No. She's trying to take my new clothes for some reason.
Well, they
She's
smell.
getting mad at it.
They smell very nice,
wants to wear it?
apparently.
They smell different and new.
Who wants to
apparently.
wear it?
You little weirdo. Leave it alone. Trying to stop it. She's trying to get in the bag now.
Cat paws.
Yeah, cat paws. Jesus. She came around about midway through the year last year. So she is pretty new. She does also just look pretty young. She looks like she's maybe like late 40s. Not late 40s. Late 30s.
Got it.
So
Ah, this
I like 39.
Hell yeah, MILF.
Oh my god.
I'll think like 37, 38 possibly. A little off.
Okay.
What?
And when you said late 30s, I was thinking like 37, 38.
Yep, that's about her age range. About 39, 38.
Yeah.
very sweet woman. So far, a lot of people like her.
Okay.
It's not like.
You're 11.
You're 11.
Yeah, you're
I
11,
know.
dude. Chill out.
You
We're all
freak.
11
You're
here.
11.
You're 11.
Amber
Ruiners.
sits down in her seat for class. Amber sits in her seat for class.
It's class
Yeah.
time, you dumbass.
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
think
sorry.
I'll just sit down and see.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit down.
I'll probably
Alright.
probably try to sit a little away from them, possibly, because I'm still like on the fence about the three of them.
Damn.
She said, I don't want to be associated with you guys right now.
I know.
Hey man, I'm gonna sit right next to Ryla.
No, this guy has to go
Yes.
get
Ryla,
away
you
from me.
you try and sit away from all of them, and you watch as Augie gets up from his seat and sits directly next to you.
Dude, this Augie guy, sir. First it was the train, and now this.
Amber and Carter are just like chilling.
I know.
Good chilling.
None the wiser.
Alright.
Just like,
In his
yep,
own little world.
class time.
Class time. Alright, we're gonna have you all roll knowledge while you are in this class. And I will explain how class goes.
19.
Did I just roll
I got
another?
a 20, bitch.
Woo, dirty stinky 20. Riley got a
Hey.
2.
For a bad knowledge? Wait. That
Yeah, you
I
rolled
rolled
a
a
2.
2.
Oh.
Oh, Augie got a 0.
Oh
Second zero of the day.
God. The
Can
entire
I use my inspiration?
you
In the middle of
What do
class,
you- how
Amber
are you
whispers to Carter,
I think we might need a tutor then later.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say is I sadly you already rolled. I'm not gonna let you add on this time. Learn to tack it on when you are rolling, mister. But what I will say is the reason both of you got bad rolls is because both of you are sat next to each other. And Augie is yapping your ear off, Ryla, about the most random of subjects.
Oh my god.
Just fucking talking to you about everything in the sun, and you cannot concentrate. And honestly, it is also your fault. You genuinely are getting curious what the fuck he's saying, because you're floored that this lad is just talking to you like this.
Can I read behind and be like, Mrs. Willow, can I change my seat? I can't
You
focus
out-
in this seat.
I give you like the most hurt looking like face. I'm like,
every other seat is full in the entire class.
Yeah, every other seat is full.
No.
You raise your hand and ask that, and she kind of glances around the room and says, "Is anyone willing to change seats with Ryla here?" And you see everyone glance around the room and then glance to where you're sitting and then shake their head.
Damn, okay,
I just look down.
That's Augie.
I just look down and I look ashamed. I just doodle. Just doodle.
Oh,
No.
he just doodles.
Amber's been
Um,
ferociously taking notes the entire time.
Yes, she
I'm
has.
just depressed.
Amber and Carter, you are doing great at herbology right now. You are doing absolutely amazing. The problem is the teacher seems to be pretty distracted. She's teaching, obviously, about kind of a known subject, which is she is talking about what do I want to do? We're gonna do mandrakes. I think it's funny.
Oh,
She is not pulling out mandrakes. You're not doing that yet, but you
Oh,
are
thank God.
learning
I was
about
gonna
them.
We're gonna be fucking faint. I feel like Augie be the person to fucking faint when he pulls it out.
Yeah, you
So he
would
does
pass
not take
out.
care of his earmuffs.
No, but
Hey,
you were
my
discussing
earmuffs
it
are
as
kinda-
it's
just dead.
dead. You all are hearing her discuss things. She shows off like a dead mandrake,
my
which is
God.
kind of gruesome, but like also like kind of something that you have to learn. She kind of goes about explaining just mandrakes and their history and like what they do and what they are. And after a little bit, class sort of ends, and you see her kind of just dejectedly kind of like put her arm down and kind of turn to go do something else. She seems genuinely upset about something.
No.
Yeah. What would you guys
Do
like
I
to
notice this?
No.
Damn it.
Anybody notice this?
Yes, Amber and Carter too.
Oh, I'm gonna
I
say,
think
can I ask
think
her what's
I
up
think
if I notice?
Carter's like sympathetic enough that he'd be like, should we go check on her?
Yeah.
But for what? What reason?
Why would we?
I don't know, brownie points.
I mean,
You know what?
if we
You're right, I'm
could,
in.
I can, we can try and see.
You also wanted to ask your questions, I suppose.
Oh, yeah, the question. Okay, what was the question I was supposed to ask, Amber?
Amber face palms.
Where is this? Oh.
I'll just ask the question.
Okay, so you need to ask about like the Lumos lilac.
Okay, should I ask her like what she knows about it?
Yeah, see if like we
Okay.
want to try to see if she has like a weird reaction when it's
Got it,
brought
got it,
up,
got it.
but we don't want
Got
her
it,
to
okay.
know that we know anything.
Okay, I'm gonna say I heard it's like an urban legend, and I want to see what it's all about.
That works, yeah.
Yeah. Can I go up
I
to
you
Miss
all
Willow?
follow. Yeah.
Okay, can I go up to Miss Willow and ask and be like, "Excuse me, Miss Willow?
She
I heard
looks
there's like
down to you, and
I heard
she
there's
gives
like a-
you a small smile.
I heard there's an urban legend about a Lumos lilac, and I wanted to know if you know anything about that."
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is all of you roll a knowledge because that's my perception for y'all, and
Right.
Ryla roll charisma as well.
Can I
Okay.
use my
So
inspiration
I
and my
roll a knowledge
magical
first and then a
theory?
charisma, right?
What?
I roll a charisma.
I
roll
am
knowledge and
rolling
charisma, right?
so well.
You are.
Okay, hold on. I did not hear you, Ryla. Once more.
Sorry.
I roll a knowledge and then a charisma, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then what'd you say, Augie?
Sorry. Can I use my Can I use my inspiration and my magical theory?
Explain to me how you are applying those things in this.
Inspiration because I really need it because I have a -2, and then my magical theory because
No. Inspiration is not because of -2. Why are you inspired to look at this person? Because this is inspiration for perception. So explain to me how you.
because she looks
The one
kind of
role
like
I needed
shit,
to be
and I want to
good
know what's going on.
is crap.
You're inspired because of genuine concern? Question mark.
Yes, yes, literally genuine concern.
Genuine concern is. I don't know if that's a.
Also, magical theory because I looked down to my notebook and I literally just like see all of the random shit that I was talking about and then random doodles like all over my notebook, and I'm like, okay, better to ask questions now than not getting them like later.
I fear I'm not going to give you magical theory.
No.
I feared that made no sense to me. But I'll give you inspiration just simply because I'm fine with that at that point.
Let's go! That 20.
You still got a 19. But all right. So we're gonna look at the list. Ryla, goddamn that charisma.
And I was literally just saying like I need a good charisma. Like I've been having good charisma rolls this entire time. The one time I needed to actually matter, it's shit.
Womp womp.
It really is. So all of you very clearly notice she kind of flinches when Ryla mentions that. She seems to kind of grimace and kind of give Ryla a look of kind of just like. She kind of just gives Ryla almost kind of like a tired kind of look, and she says, dear, you might want to get to the library for that. I fear I don't think I know much on that subject. It's not a criteria that you would need to know about as a first year.
Me when I lie.
Can I try a second way to persuade her?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would go up to her and say like it's like an urban legend I've been hearing a lot of people talking about it, and I just want to have a little bit more of insight on it. Even though I don't need to know it, I would like to have more of like a insight and be like aware of it. I heard it's an urban legend. That's why.
Okay, so that's how you word it, all right?
We just
Go
want to
ahead
try
and
to
roll.
look ahead. I'm gonna try to help.
Yeah,
All right.
please.
So instead of Ryla rolling, go ahead, Amber. Go ahead and roll charisma check.
You're
Come on,
having me
depending
roll
on-
charisma? I have a
Make it
worse
count.
charisma than Ryla does.
Make it count.
What pretty much I'm doing is you roll, depending on your roll, that is dependent on if Ryla gets advantage.
11.
All right, Ryla gets
Okay.
advantage.
Yay!
Go ahead, roll twice.
I helped.
I
Roll charisma
Roll
twice and
roll
take
a
the
charisma twice. Okay.
yeah,
Come
and then take the
on,
higher
baby.
number.
Okay. Come on. Make it
So you can
count.
actually roll advantage by adding ADV at the end.
Really?
I just
believe
rolled
so.
two. No, don't do that. Oh.
Okay. 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 Wait,
Either
that's the
way.
number
Damn.
twice.
Oh dear.
That's really funny. Either way, you all notice as Ryla seems to say, everyone seems to be talking about this legend. She kind of glances to Ryla, and her face kind of becomes almost stony in regards to like how she's looking at her.
Oh damn.
And she says, "I have nothing to give you. Go ahead and go to your next class, please."
Oh,
Oh, we try, guys.
Hey man, you tried your best. Before I go,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to ask her, are you do you do any tutoring, perhaps, or is
God
there a
damn.
waiver for extra credit?
As you ask that, she kind of sighs and kind of rubs her forehead and says, "Please discuss that with your peers. They'll be able to help you a lot better. Please go to your next class now." And she kind of gestures for all of you to leave her room.
Damn,
And you
Sorry,
all...
Miss
got the
Willow.
cold shoulder.
She gives you kind of a wave and says, "Bye, Ryla."
Day.
Damn, not to anyone else. Goddamn.
Oh, did any of you else say goodbye?
Oh, you didn't get.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to yet.
Yeah. You commented. You commented before you said anything. She said bye. You didn't leave the room yet.
Oh. Bye, Professor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, Miss Amber.
Welcome.
Do you all want a goodbye from Miss Willow?
I think
was
he
like-
just like say it softly as he's leaving. He's like, bye.
she gives you a little wave and says, "Bye, Carter." Augie, are you gonna say anything? Or you
Augie?
gonna be a little shy about her?
I already
Hmm.
said good day to you, ma'am. But then I already left. I was like, damn.
Oh, that dumbass. She kind of
Yeah.
just laughed at you a little bit, but she still, it was kind of forced, and she shut the door for you guys.
Damn.
Amber peeks her head back in and just goes, "I hope you feel better," and then leaves again.
You just kind of hear like a sigh, and you hear the door kind of lock.
Damn.
I think
We're
Carter would
totally
look back at the
breaking into
group,
that, aren't we?
like right out.
She does not like us.
No, I think Carter
We-
would look out like at the group and be like, "What was that?"
That went terribly. That went absolutely horrible.
Ryla, I thought you
You
said you were
We
good
have
at
to
that.
break into that, don't we?
He'd look at Amber.
I had convinced my other peers to for other things. I don't know why I was struggling so hard with a teacher.
He'd look at Amber and he'd be like, why did we let them speak? We were the two that were paying attention.
I don't know. We shouldn't have, honestly. We're the two that she would actually believe are trying to further their studies.
It's just trying. Hey, look at my notes. Look at my notes. You just see like a whole bunch of
I'm sorry, but are you the one that was yapping my ear off the entire class time and I couldn't pay attention?
It's fine. Clearly, of all we know, guys, is clearly she knows something because she got really defensive. And honestly, that's a lead on its own. But I worry that now that she knows that we're asking about the flower, she might be even more restricted if we bring it up again. But
all I'm saying,
we'll have to see.
If it's an urban legend, surely it's somewhere in the library in the books. We can try and take a look in like the
we should break in
the library.
Well, I mean that was my plan, but I already know about what is already known from the library. And from what I've seen from the books, it doesn't say anything specifically about a location, anything like that. All it says is that it's said to be in the Forbidden Forest as one of the places you could find it, and that it glows really bright, and like what it doesn't say much else.
Do you guys just want to go into the...
Before anyone suggests anything else, because I'm going to just say it right now, you do know that some books, especially for the first year section, will not give you all of the information, especially if they deem it irresponsible to give that to a first year.
Damn.
Got it.
So not all the information that you have right now is going to be like set in stone knowledge. So you could probably, in theory, find out more information from going into like the restriction section.
I was about to say, do I know if in the restricted section if they have? Because I forgot what they had in the actual series, like set up to stop people from taking from it.
It's like a whole lock. It's like a
it is a whole lock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we know like isn't there like there's a spell that Alohomora? Do we know Alohomora?
You are learning it.
Okay.
Right now.
Sure. Okay. Hear me out. What if we take the time to learn some spells, take our minds off it, and then go back, and then eventually check back to the restricted area?
I think that would be good. I can try to, in the meantime, look at some of the... See if I can get into some of the, like, after first years, and see if I can get some books early that have, and maybe they have more information. Because sometimes they just don't reveal it to first years and they have to wait. So I can see if I can try to get something that isn't necessarily in the first year section for in the meantime.
In the meantime, I can try and I have friends that are in 4th years. I can try and ask them and see what they know about the flower.
Yeah.
Just ask them
if they know anything about it.
Just ask them if they could look at a book for us.
Yeah, I could ask your brother the same thing. I've kind of come. I mean, maybe a little bit, buddy.
He is not.
Didn't you just say he stuck your head out the window and was?
To be fair, I could probably try to ask my brother if he would be willing to get me a book. He knows the type of stuff I tend to research, and this is very on brand, mind you.
We could always.
But how willing is he to do it first?
What was that, Carter?
We could always just go into the Forbidden Forest, like.
That was like resounding.
So Amber gently like kind of puts her hand on one of his shoulders.
So that's a horrible idea, actually. The Forbidden Forest is the Forbidden Forest because it has centaurs and super, super dangerous animals and creatures and plants, to the point that if you are not an extremely skilled wizard or witch, you will probably die if you go in there.
And not to mention, we could get expelled.
We could.
If we're caught in there.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I don't think Carter fully believes, considering he was raised with like in a in a Muggle household. He fully probably thinks that this is exaggerated and likely like a fairy tale, like people just saying this so you don't go in there.
If you really want to go in, I'll let you go in by yourself, and you can handle it on your own.
No, don't do that, because he will die. He was Muggle-born. He doesn't understand. He will die.
He wants to explore it. If he doesn't believe us, let him
Carter would, as a joke, just start walking towards it.
No.
I mean, you guys are outside because you're in the greenhouse area, so you guys are literally... I'm just imagining him walking towards it.
Amber tackles him.
Be my guest, Carter. Go into the forest. We try to warn you. You don't want to listen.
Roll an agility, both of you.
Me?
Which one?
Yeah.
I'm tackling you.
Ryla,
I got a
hear me out.
+2, bitch.
Hear me out.
I got a
Or
+0.
if we want answers.
I got a 10.
Oh boy.
I win.
What happens is, Amber, you go to jump at him and he dodges and decks it towards the forest.
I say, Amber, let him go if he didn't believe us in the beginning.
No,
then...
what's the spell that you lock people, like, they get stiff and locked up?
We definitely don't know that spell yet.
Do not know it yet.
Know that spell yet.
Oh god, it was literally all we know, the...
First year. Very basic.
All we know so far.
Wait, no, but
Can I try and tackle
know
him?
it. They do know it because at the end of Philosopher's Stone, the fucking Neville, they're like, "Ha, bitch, you can't come with us."
That's why I was asking.
Well, yeah, but
That's like towards the end of the year.
this is how Hymus is running it. And if Hymus says we don't know the spell, we don't know the spell.
I mean, it literally completely negates their bodily function, and you know who casted it though.
Well, but plus, it's
Let's
literally
so
the
real.
first week of school.
Person.
We don't know that. It's the first week of school.
The smartest person there, Hermione Granger.
Okay, so what we know Lumos, you said?
Yeah.
And Alohomora?
Well, look in your...
No, not
Can I try and tackle Carter?
Oh my god. Calm. For a second. You guys know Lumos. You have... I mean, I don't think any of the transfiguration spells are going to help you here.
It's not
you know Wingardium Leviosa. You know Nox, which is just the opposite of Lumos. Yeah, you know Alohomora. You know Revelio.
I thought we were learning Alohomora.
Can I Wingardium Leviosa? He shoot
yes,
ties
you are
and
learning
trips
it,
over?
but you can attempt to use it. I'm not like any of these spells you can attempt to use, but it's going to be a higher DC if you don't fully know.
Okay.
Oh, got it. Guys, I see we just let him go on his own. We tried warning him. He doesn't want to believe us. Let him experience it on his own. Nothing's gonna stop him.
Nothing divination-wise would be helpful here either. You have no
I think out of spite. I think Carter wasn't intending to go there, but now just out of spite.
Out of spite, he's decking it towards the forest.
I don't know.
You guys want to follow him?
I'm good. I'm not trying to get expelled.
Yeah, Amber's gonna get up and book it.
Shit. I'm gonna go after him.
I'm good. I will not go.
Can I try and tackle him too, or no?
Or am I forced to go?
You are not forced to go, but you were last seen with them.
Ah, shit.
Let me be so clear. If all of them die going to this forest, you were the last person to see them.
Oh, fuck. Oh, damn. And my wandcraft is pretty good, too.
It's entirely up to you if you want to follow them. But just know that.
Well, I guess I have to go then.
I will say Amber is at this point, like, back up and trying to run after him again and is yelling as she's running of like, I'm being so serious. It's a horrible idea. It's so dangerous in there. You're going to die. Like, doing everything she can to try to get him not to.
What I will say is there's a few students glancing over because this is just flatly in the middle of the day, out like in the courtyard.
I know.
Like,
Can I try and stop him?
roll an agility, but he is pretty far ahead of you, and also
boy.
counter agility from Carter.
Okay.
Damn.
Fail, Carter. Fail. Yes! Yes!
What
one.
can get worse?
I know.
So we get like 0. Hey!
He's really lucky. What proceeds to happen is, I think, at this point, is Carter is at the edge, as Augie just kind of tackles him, like, by the legs. And so Carter flings, like, half of, like, his top half into the forest, as, like, Augie is grabbing his bottom
Can I
half.
say something? As an oversized person myself, running and getting up to speed is very easy. Stopping, on the other hand, not so much. So
that's what I'm saying. You fucking toppled into him.
Oh!
How quickly can I, like, catch up to where they are?
Roll an agility.
I think you would just hear Carter go.
13.
Pretty quickly, you caught up to them, and they're like, at this point, probably inside of the Forbidden Forest, just by a bit.
Okay.
Like, kind of at the entrance. And as you got in, Carter and Augie, it is significantly darker. Like, it's like you like literally walked in. Like, the moment you got in, it was significantly so much darker. Like, it was like almost like the threshold of it was keeping the darkness in. And it was like,
I'll just walk my happy butt there.
You're just walking.
I'm just walking.
Amber's gonna try to pull them out of the forest and try to make sure there's no dangerous plants at the ground at the same time.
Yeah, imagine. Roll luck roll.
Yeah, no, I want to drag Carter out of the woods.
Roll luck.
Me as well?
Yes, all of you.
Oh,
because there's dangerous plants in there, guys. It's
a 1d4, right?
You're fine, Ryla. You don't have to.
Oh, okay.
You're not inside.
I'm just walking. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Amber only went in to try to pull them out. That's literally it.
Yep. As you, Carter and Augie, you are inside of it, so I'm going to ask you to roll courage as well. But Amber, you were trying to pull them out, kind of right off the bat. Augie and Carter, you notice that there is some sort of plant, like, wow, that's really bad. Carter, as you are inside this forest, it isn't within moments that you just feel a swarm of dread wash over you. You start hearing, like, noises of, like, howling and just these kind of horrifying creatures inside of this forest. And you feel something wrap around your ankle. Just very slowly, like some sort of, like, tendril. Augie, would you roll for courage?
I've not rolled it yet, but I wanted to see if I could use inspiration, but I've yet to see what I need for inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to give me a. I mean, I'm pretty sure inspiration is a courage one though, so you can just add that on if it's a courage one.
All right.
I will note that Amber, like, finished running and is trying to pull you out of the forest and has, like, tears kind of welled up in her eyes because she's freaked.
Yeah. Can I cast Lumos?
That's very random.
Well, I mean, it's pitch black in here. Or it's very, very dark.
You're not.
I mean,
you're at the entrance, and you're also holding on to Carter.
That's true. All right.
I
got a
17. You don't
17.
even see anything.
Yeah. Amber, I'm just gonna say you start to kind of drag them out, because at this point I don't think Carter is resisting, and I think Augie is trying to get out of there as well.
Hey, I'm trying to drag him out too.
Okay.
Yeah. So you both are dragging
The
Carter
dumbass.
out.
Is my luck okay then?
Yes, your luck seems to be okay.
Have I caught up to them yet?
Yes, you have. As you caught up, what I'm gonna say though, Carter, as you're being pulled out, you notice around your ankle is a almost like green reddish plant that is holding onto you with thorns.
Can I stomp
Do you
on it?
believe us now? I'm gonna look at Carter and look at him in the eye and tell him, do you believe us now, Carter?
Can I roll a knowledge to see if I know what that plan is?
Yes, and go ahead and roll knowledge. Augie, roll an athletic, or not athletic, bleh, agility.
Agility.
I got an 11.
Yep.
Inspiration. I want to tell Carter to help, like, kick this thing off of him.
Well, that won't give it to you. That'll give it to Carter.
Oh, well, then I will just do the +1 new agility then.
What do I know what the plant is?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
19.
Very nice. Give me 1 second. It is Devil's Snare,
No.
or at least a young version of Devil's Snare.
Okay.
We know what to do with Devil's Snare, right?
It should be.
Not really.
You would probably learn it
But if
from
you know,
Defense
if
Against
you
Art.
actually do know it, I will let you. Just
I think it's.
I do know it.
Here.
I think it's.
everyone talking at once is not what you need to do.
I think it's light, isn't it?
It is like you just
I'm gonna
go
cast
Lumos. And you cast a Lumos and then it will like,
Minecraft.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Can I cast my Wandcraft?
I'm doing
Oh.
the same. We're both doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
for it.
Also,
Okay.
I got a 19.
To stomp on it.
Yes.
You stomp on it, and another one snags out.
I got
the
a
back
nat
of it,
20.
and it grips harder onto
I got a 9.
Carter.
So I got a 23 total for my Lumos.
Yep. You do great. You do fucking great. Ryla, you. Hold on, let me actually see, because I'm pretty sure I have a. Where's my Lumos? Charms, Lumos. You're good. You cast it.
Yeah.
You both cast it. Amber, yours is a lot brighter as you pointed at this Devil's Snare, and it lets go kind of very instantaneously, and kind of recedes back into the Forbidden Forest as you kind of drag each other out.
Let's go.
There you go.
Now, do you believe it's Carter? Do you want to go back in there?
Is that what Carter does?
First hand experience. Don't you?
I think so, and I think you would just start like walking back to Hogwarts.
Amber's gonna like run up and try to grab Carter's like arm or sleeve or something to try to get him to like turn around to look at her. I don't know if I need.
He'd look.
Okay.
No, I'd look.
You look back. Amber has tears in her eyes, is like sweating and clearly panicked, and she looks like so hurt.
Oh, Carter would feel bad, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he'd give her a hug and be like,
No,
I'm
she
sorry.
pushes
Oh,
your
she's
hug
so
away.
cute." Oh,
She-
so sorry.
No. If I tell you something is dangerous, you better fucking believe. Oh, they're 11. They probably don't cuss. Never mind. But you better
could.
believe it.
Hey man, if you have a reason to, this is a damn good reason. Okay.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, she does fuck. I'm admitting. She says fuck. You better fucking believe it, okay?
I like to think she went quiet with it. Like she got shy midway through saying the F word because she doesn't know reason or some shit. Good lord.
I'm not.
I say the only way that I say the only way that Muggle-born people can learn is if through experience.
And I think that is ridiculous. They can learn just as well with books and study as we do.
I mean, hey, Carter didn't believe us about the Forbidden Forest. We let him experience it, and I guess he doesn't want to go back. See?
Amber just
I think I was
glares
talking.
and fucking
you notice 2 students standing by Miss Weasley, who is standing over all 4 of you and looking amongst you all, and
I'm just crossing my arms. Sorry.
And says, I will need to see all of you at detention. And all of you will be taking 5 points off of each of your houses.
I glare at Carter. I glare at Carter. I can't believe you made me do.
Amber glares at Ryla and then looks at Carter, kind of hurt, and just like walks away.
I'm just gonna stomp off.
Amber and Augie walk away together.
I'm just gonna leave them. I'm just gonna go hang out with other people in my house that I know. Or going to know.
Not your 4th year buddies.
I mean, hey, if they're beating up a first year, I guess I just, might as well chime in.
Good lord.
Only people I know.
The only people you know is your 4th year buddies. And these 4 people that got you in trouble and got you detention.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna ignore them for a little bit. Because I didn't want to go in, but...
I didn't either, but this dumbass wanted to go in there.
I told you to let him go by
himself.
It was a joke! Got in trouble.
It was a joke!
He committed to the bit too hard.
And Ryla encouraged it.
All I said was, if he didn't believe us like he didn't before, let him experience it firsthand and he wouldn't want to go back. And it happened. He doesn't want to go back. He's scared of that, but now.
But she knew how bad of an idea it was to go in there alone. And she still was like, let him go in. So no, she did encourage it. So she's also in the wrong.
You know what? Instead of stomping off, I want to talk to Professor Weasley.
Can I tell Professor
I'm
Weasley
gonna
that
snitch.
Can I tell Professor Weasley that I didn't want to go in? And that I only went in because if something happens to them 3, I'll be like... I'm
imagining Ryla like choosing between going off to her friends and going to Miss Weasley and seeing Augie stomp over to Miss Weasley after walking off of Amber. And yeah, absolutely, you can walk to Miss Weasley, who is kind of just talking to the students who had seemingly told on you guys. And
what are their names?
Kind of gesturing for them to head off. One seems to be a Gryffindor, and the other seems to be a Hufflepuff.
Oh.
Amber's walking away, actively wiping tears from her eyes because she's upset and is crying now. I would like to tell
Miss Weasley and say, Miss Weasley, I didn't want to go in, but if they went in, I was the last person that would be seen with them, so I would be kind of responsible. But technically, I didn't go into the forest.
Miss Moore, it does not matter if you did or didn't do anything. You were seen in that perimeter going towards the Forbidden Forest, and it is forbidden for a reason. Therefore, you are in trouble, as I cannot recount your story. You should not have been in that situation to begin with. You should have gotten me if there is a situation where you felt that you should not associate with them. You should have gone and gotten a teacher. But you know what,
Miss Weasley? You're right. I'm so sorry for trying to persuade you otherwise. I mean, I feel like I'll just walk away. You're just looking back, glaring at them, like, look what you guys got me into.
You hear her say, I appreciate you saying that, Miss Moore. Have a lovely day.
You too.
What would you like to say, Augie, to Miss Weasley as she glances to you as you walk over?
Can I say that I kind of made it there a little bit after Ryla?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I will kind of say, like, the same thing that Ryla did. Like, that she didn't exactly go in there, and she kind of just told us not to do it. But, I will tell her that I know that I went into the forest, and I'm very, very sorry. I didn't even intend to do that. Amber, Ryla, and I collectively try to tell him not to go into the forest. but he did not seem to like see reason, and he was running towards the forest. I'll say he was running towards the forest, and in my defense, I should have called for a teacher, but the more time that I would have taken to try and get a teacher, the farther into the forest that he could have gotten. So I made the decision to go in there and not go in there, but try and stop him, and I got dragged into the story, and I should have known better. I'm so sorry, ma'am.
She kind of sighs at you, Augie, and gives you a head pat and says, Augustus, Mr. Grimm, despite that, I understand. However, these are your friends. All of them are. You should have gotten another thought. It is not your job to be brave and to be steadfast in these circumstances. You are still a grown child.
I'll stomp on the ground. I'll stomp on the ground. I'll say, I'm not supposed to be brave? Then why am I in this stupid house then? And I'll run off.
Mr. Grimm! She kind of calls after you as you run off. I assume you don't stop.
Yeah, I don't stop.
I think
Classic 11-year-old.
Yeah.
I think Carter by now would feel bad enough, and he would just go up to Mrs. Weasley and be like, "Look, I was just joking. I wasn't intending on going in there, but it was my fault and I instigated. So if anybody should have the worst punishment, it should be me and not them." I think he'd feel bad by that and be like, I'll own up to it.
roll charisma for me.
I love that everyone is trying to plead their case or talk about it.
Yeah, everyone
and
is.
Amber's just like, I'm upset, I'm going to cry, and that's it.
A little off topic, but I have to go take my dog outside.
Don't worry, we're gonna stop after this scene.
Yeah.
Okay, is it okay if I leave now, or...
Yeah, absolutely.
Peace out, dog.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Carter, you watch as she looks down at you and sighs and says, Mr. Hale, it is very noble of you to explain the situation and take fault for your actions. However, I have already displayed the actions that need to be taken. You all still have detention, however, the detention was going to be cleaning up a storage room. If you'd like to take on their roles, we can discuss it at detention.
Okay.
And she kind of gestures for you to head off.
Yeah, and then he'd just leave. And he'd be like, okay. And I think he would look at Amber, because I think Amber probably heard some of it.
No, girl.
Oh, did you? Oh, never mind.
She
Never mind.
directly walked away to go hide, curl up in a corner, and cry.
Never
and
mind.
Write and draw in her little journal.
She's sad.
Oh, yeah.
Not sad. She's just upset. No one listened to her, and
yeah.
They could have gotten really
note,
hurt, and she's nervous and upset.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
It's terrible.
On that note, I think we are going to end session 2.
Yay!
And do you now know why do you now know why the name of the session was what it is, Fifi?
Yeah, I do.
Rumors. The rumor mill strikes again.
The rumors are beginning.
And then we're gonna
I fear.
Oh my God! Now we're gonna be the bad kids. We're gonna be the bad boys. You know,
I mean, technically, you got trouble. You got in a lot of trouble. You're very lucky. You only got detention for what you guys did.
We're gonna be like the cool kids who went into the forbidden forest and survived.
I take back what I said, guys. Sorry.
You're okay.
Should we say bye to stream then?
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Bye bye.
Goodbye, stream. See you next.